Hey, remember me? It's Greg from Baseball and Whatever. How are you doing? Hey, that's great. We should do that sometime. Before we get this episode started, let me tell you about Belly Up Sports. Why, it's only the finest source to get your news on the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, fantasy sports, and more. Whether it's through forums or articles, or their extraordinary podcast network, Belly Up Sports has you covered. They are the Internet's sports bar. Visit bellyupsports.com and follow them on all social media platforms. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you soon.
Baseball and Whatever with your host, Justin McAwee.
Because I was on campus and I had to appear like I was one of the cool kids, I would put the Star Wars book inside one of my textbooks so it looked like I was just studying for class.
All right, look. There's only one return, okay? And it ain't of the king, it's of the Jedi.
Vincent Francis Jankowitz IV.
I'm a glorified fact checker.
Last I checked, the most runs in a game wins.
Actually, I am a fact checker.
And Greg Probst.
If you look at most Bond fans movie rankings, they have Casino Royale and Majesties in their top two. For me, these actually rank in the bottom part of my list. I mean, I love them, but they don't compare to Diamonds Are Forever.
Still stop getting Bond wrong!
Hey everybody, it's Friday. That means it's another episode of Baseball and Whatever, episode 49, Baseball and Best Pranks, in honor of April Fool's Day, which is Friday if you are listening to this when it comes out. I'm Justin, there's Greg, there's Vinny. We are Baseball and Whatever. If this is the first time you're finding us, we are baseball and sports for the first half of the show, and then pop culture, movies, video games, TV shows, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, James Bond, all that good stuff, and pretty much anything else we are interested in for the second half. So if you would like to write into the show, you can find us on Twitter at Baseball and What. We have eclipsed the 400 follower mark, guys. That's pretty cool.
Holy crap.
We're
400. Woo.
Yeah. Very nice. You can find us on Twitter at Baseball and What, Facebook.com/baseball and whatever, Instagram at Baseball and Whatever. What else? Where are we all set? Email baseballandwhatever@gmail.com or baseballandwhateverpodcast@bellyupsports.com. All on YouTube, search Baseball and Whatever. Leave us a like, a subscribe, comments, whatever. We're on all your podcast apps of choice as well. And we'd like to start off the show by going over some famous athletes that wore number 49 in this case, because it's our 49th episode in Chicago. I will kick it off. I think Ryan Dempster wore 49.
No.
No? Oh, really?
He was 46.
Ah, Jesus. All right. Well, then I'm out. I have nothing left. Greg, take it away.
Wow.
Oh, come on. There's a big Cubs one, Justin.
Yeah, come on.
There's a huge Cubs
Arrieta. Arrieta's a bum. I don't like to think about him. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Carlos Marmol, 49.
Oh, another bum.
Another closer.
Whoa, hold on.
He crashed and burned after like a year, Vinny. Maybe 2 years.
He's one of the Cubs' best closers ever.
Yeah, but then he fell off the rails.
Yeah.
Well,
He had no control.
Then people
that was his
realize
problem.
that they should stop swinging at his pitches.
Yeah.
Fair
His
enough.
stuff was nasty, just wasn't near the plate. So,
No.
And other than that, I don't.
how
got
about
any.
Felix Heredia? There's another Cubs
Oh
closer for
God, that's another
49.
one.
So,
Another bum.
I think that's all I have.
I'm
Was
sensing
he
a
49,
trend.
Vinny? Was he on your list?
I did
Good
not
old-
have him on my list. I'll
Do you
double
remember
check on
him?
that. I don't.
Oh, that's a name. That's a blast from the past. You remember him, Justin?
Yeah, Felix Heredia. Yeah, Yep.
That was a dude. Another
he was a
bum.
guy. All right, he was a guy.
Who else do we have for the Cubs?
For the Cubs, I have Frank Castillo. Played.
Oh,
from
yeah, pitcher, yeah.
1927.
Yep.
Who's
I don't know him.
the Felix Heredia? Yes, that is one.
Okay.
90, 2000.
Yeah.
Jamie Moyer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. In the 80s, late
Yep.
80s must have been.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how old he was when he last pitched in the MLB?
Wasn't
Was he 49?
He was 49, wasn't he? Yeah.
Job,
I was like, he was
Well
almost
done.
50.
You know
Yeah.
who he was pitching for?
I want to say the Phillies, but I don't think that's right.
Was it the Rockies? It was the
Wow,
Rockies.
well
Okay.
done.
It was the Rockies. Yeah.
And then the number 7 all-time WAR player for the Cubs, Stan Hack.
Oh, guy was no hack. 7
Right?
more overtime. So there we go.
Sounds like a bum.
When did he play? Where did he play?
19-dickety-2.
Long time ago.
Long,
Yeah, I didn't write down
time
the
ago. Yeah, it's been 84 years, right?
83.
Can't wait till we get to that number.
Yeah. Before you know it.
Yeah, that's right. White Sox. I have right now it's Kendall Graveman. He took over 49. Before that, Edward Scissorhands. Chris Sale was
okay. I was
sorry.
Johnny Depp played for the Sox.
That one,
Yeah. Ryan Cordell. I don't know who else. I think your mean wore it before he switched to 73. Oh, he did?
Yep.
I was like, it's right, but I don't think he played on the Sox. He was just on the 40 man, had that number. There's got to be some other pitchers too. I can't remember 49 specifically though. Who else did you have, Vinny?
I have Lorenzo Barcelo. Is that how you say that name?
What year?
2002.
Oh, no idea. No.
Tony Castillo.
I remember Tony Castillo. I remember,
vaguely.
Not 40. Yeah, I don't remember him wearing 49 though.
And Rob Dibble.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Didn't realize he pitched for the White Sox.
Yeah. All right. Neat.
So
anyone else more recent? I can't think of anyone more recent. Just Sale.
You mean Ryan Cordell and Chris Sale.
What would happen to Ryan
Randy
Cordell?
Williams.
Who was it?
Randy Williams, 2010.
Oh, I remember him. He was like a left-handed reliever or something.
Aaron Poreda.
Oh, Aaron Pareda. I remember him too. Yeah.
Horatio Ramirez.
Oh God, I remember him. He was a Brave at one point.
Horatio Ramirez. Yeah, I remember him. He was on the Pirates too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was it Pirate or something too? I forgot he was on the White Sox. Holy shit.
And then Arnie Munoz.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't ring a bell.
49. These as the numbers get higher in baseball, then the names get worse, you know. I mean, in the White Sox case now, that's not so much because we have a lot of studs who wear 70s and 80s numbers, but once we hit like the 60s and stuff, it might be some rough going. So we'll see. For the Bulls and Bears and Blackhawks, I don't think I have a damn person.
No, neither do I. Neither do I.
For the Bulls, there's been nobody that's
no 49s.
So, yeah. For the Bears, I have David Tate, Charles Snowden, Jesper Horsted, Kyle Fitz, and Sam Acho. Any of those guys ring a bell?
Sam Acho, I remember.
Acho, he was a linebacker, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember
the other Tate. I think. Am I thinking of the right Tate? Maybe not. I don't know.
You're thinking of lineman Tate. I don't think David.
Yeah, I must be thinking of lineman
Brian
or something.
Tate.
Okay.
Line during the Super Bowl year.
Gotcha. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of. So
for the Blackhawks, Justin, Jake Dowell.
Oh yeah, he was with them on the 2010 Cup run. Wisconsin Badger as well. Yeah, I remember him. Fourth line guy, kind of a grinder. Yep, definitely remember him.
Carl Corazzini.
Carl Corazzini. Yes, minor leaguer. I only played a handful of games, I think, with the Hawks.
And then Michael Layton.
Yes. Goalie for the Hawks. Also was the goalie for the Flyers that they played against in the 2010 Cup run in the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, he was. I remember one of his first First game with the Hawks, I think he got a 0-0 tie, which is kind of hard to do, especially nowadays because they don't have ties. But back then they still did in the early 2000s. So there you go. Very good. Thank you, Vinny.
Awesome.
Excellent. All right. We do have one text that came in. Vinny, you want to read this text from your mom?
Yes. Lynn writes in and says, I forgot all about Home Improvement. Loved it too.
Great show.
Yes.
On my list and Vinny's too.
I know your mom, Vinny, and Erica were talking about they couldn't believe they both forgot to talk about Three's Company for best sitcom.
Oh, okay. It was
Yes.
John Ritter, right?
Yeah, I don't.
I know.
I don't get the appeal
That
there, but
wouldn't make my top 5 list. I'm sorry.
Do you remember the show? Was it 8 Simple Rules that he was on?
yes, for like
Remember
dating my
that?
teenage daughter
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, that's the one with I forgot the Katie Seagal from Married with Children. She played
Yes,
Peggy.
that's right.
And then he like died. That's when he passed away while he was making that show in its season. And then it just kind of
Fell apart. Yeah,
The show wasn't terrible. He was all right in it.
he
but-
was also a recurring character on Scrubs. He played JD's dad. And then
really?
Yeah, and then they killed him off, obviously, after he passed away. So, all right, we do have a laundry list of emails, tweets, and YouTube comments. Though, holy cow, the people are writing in. They just can't get enough of the show. Greg,
not.
tell us what's going on with our YouTube tweets and comments this week.
Erica on YouTube on Best Remakes. So is Justin not liking Gone in 60 Seconds? And is that grounds for divorce? Well, I think the paperwork's been filed already.
Yeah,
so
I just
we're jumping
wanna-
back a couple weeks now.
We
so-
are, yes. I never said I don't like Gone in 60 Seconds. I just said it's not
We'll
a
have to pull the
great
tape.
movie. It's just an okay movie.
I think we're going to have to look back at the tape on that one.
I think my exact words were, it's not great, and Nick Cage isn't great, but it's still an okay movie.
I hear a lot of not great in there.
I'm just emphasizing that it's not great. It's not bad, but it's also not great. It's in the middle. It's mediocre, I would argue. Maybe a little bit above mediocre.
Wrong. You're wrong.
Wrong.
On that.
So where are the divorce proceedings going on?
We are
Because-
arguing over who gets the dog right now, so I'll keep you guys posted. So
Aren't you just gonna, concede and just give it to Erica? Because I don't know if you'll win that one.
you kidding?
So-
Max, my buddy.
Max,
No,
so
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna-
take
okay,
her.
you're
I'm gonna
gonna
take her
fight?
to the
All right.
cleaners on that one.
Well, you can have Bruce if things don't work
Thanks.
out. He's all yours. So
Oh, you're too kind, Greg. You're too
I'll
kind.
send him over right now. Actually, so
You're too kind.
Eric on YouTube goes on best remakes. Speaking of Psycho, did I miss something about Psycho? Are you a Psycho, Justin?
No, but I know
these out of
Erica.
order?
I think we might have talked about the Vince Vaughn remake of Psycho, maybe, and how it wasn't any good.
Oh, yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Trash. Speaking of Psycho, did any of you watch the TV series Bates Motel with Freddie Highmore and Vera Farmiga? Highly recommended. Vera Farmiga is a fantastic actress, and I've seen a couple episodes of it. It was okay. I've heard
It creeped me out.
I've heard it got good reviews, but yeah, I think my sisters watched that show. But Psycho for me is just the original movie. So,
Yeah.
No, I never watched it. Vinny, did you watch it?
No, have not
No.
seen that.
Okay.
No desire. I'm
Yeah,
good.
me
Sorry. You're good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Last comment from Erica. Oh, no, Justin. You are not a George. He is the absolute worst character in that show. Yuck. Vinny, since when have you started hating on Friends? She's not the first person to say that she hates George.
I love George. George
I
is my
love George
favorite.
too, but people
Sorry.
who've watched Seinfeld, or they say, yeah, George is my least favorite character. I think George is. I mean, yeah, he's a terrible person, but
Yeah, they're all
he's
terrible.
hilarious.
Yeah, great.
Right?
They don't
he's
have
great.
many redeeming
and
qualities.
he never wins anyway.
No.
He'll never come out on top, which is very funny despite all his efforts.
The summer of George.
And he'll work so hard at not accomplishing, he can't set his mind on anything worthwhile, kind of like Kramer. He always just he'll just like work so like the whole Lloyd Braun elbow twitch thing. Like, yeah, I could do this for the rest of my life, like that he can do, but going out and maintaining a steady job, he's incapable of.
That's a lot to ask for.
Yeah.
What was it when he was doing the pilot? He's seeing that therapist, and he's like, "God would never let me be successful.
Yeah. He killed me.
Successful." Wait, I thought you didn't believe in God, only for the bad stuff.
The bad things. See, that's relatable. So there's plenty of people like that. So love George. Did you compare? I forgot you did compare yourself to George or something. Or your
well, I said George is
was?
short, stocky. I'm
You're
short.
Not stocky.
You're not stocky.
But
Quite fit actually.
I don't know about
look
that.
at him. Look, all you on YouTube. Check out Justin right now.
Oh
look
yeah.
At that. Woo.
But I started using my kettlebell again, so it's only a matter of time before I give myself a hernia.
There you go.
But yeah,
I remember last time I was over, I was lifting that thing. I'm like, damn, Justin's got some pop in him. So
oh yeah, hiding these guns. Got 2 tickets to the gun show. All right. Anyway, yes, no, I said that. Not in terms of personality, and I have never made Erica lick stamps like George did to Susan either. So thankfully that has not happened either.
Those were envelopes, Justin.
No, we don't cheap out on envelopes here. We get the good we get the good ones. So there you go.
Moving on, glucosamine chondroitin on YouTube. Our guy Glucose Condom. Savannah plays a bunch of normal games when they then they have the goofy fun games.
That was for the bananas.
The Savannah Bananas, yeah. And then Reno 911 is one of my favorite shows, but I didn't know it could be considered a sitcom. And I love Vinny's take on Friends.
Thank
so there you go.
Justin, yes, I didn't want to break. I didn't have the heart to break. You
don't consider it a sitcom?
I tell you that it's not actually a sitcom. No, it's not. I had to double check that one. It's just a comedy.
Oh,
series.
is it?
It's not considered a sitcom because I didn't look that one up. When you said that, I was like, Reno 911. I don't think that's a sitcom, but I didn't have the heart to tell you.
Well, I appreciate you not having the heart to tell me because I'm looking through my stuff from last week. I can't.
Do you have a quick replacement by any chance, just in case we made you official for the record?
Yeah, quick replacement. I'll go. What about South Park? Would that be a
good
sitcom?
one?
Yeah, totally.
All right, I'll go South Park. I have a newfound appreciation for that in the last 4 or 5 years, so I'll go with that.
And Vinny, your Friends take is becoming very controversial. You're having, good feedback, negative feedback. So it's working.
It's not, I don't know. And yes, I've seen all the episodes more than once. My sisters are all big fans of Friends.
Yes, they are.
Not having watched that in, gosh, I don't know how long. I just never really, it didn't age well. And it just, I don't know, looking back on it, the later seasons were really just bad. And
right there with you, Vinny.
They weren't funny. They tried really hard to be funny, and it's just it's just not good.
There's this very small window of Friends that I like, and it's not the beginning, it's not the end. It's right, just like maybe like episodes in the middle seasons. I'll enjoy if I have to watch Friends. I like those episodes, but I don't like the beginning. I don't like the end. Can tolerate the middle, I guess. Maybe that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't mind the beginning ones. I would much rather watch the early ones. I do not like the last couple seasons at all. No. I can't stand Ross as a character in general. He just drives me insane.
I don't think David Schwimmer can be taken seriously for the rest of his life.
No, and I mean he was in Band of Brothers, right?
I couldn't take him seriously. He played.
I liked him.
He was good in it.
He was a jerk in that.
I was waiting for him in Band of Brothers not to be able to get his pants off and have to put talcum powder all over his pants in the middle of battle.
He was so good in Band of Brothers, but all I can see is Ross, even when he's making the guys like eat spaghetti and making them march up the hill, then it's still Ross.
Yeah. Yeah, once they did that whole storyline with Joey and Rachel, I'm like,
that was lame.
That was lame. I'd say right around the time Chandler and Monica start dating is where I tap out. That's probably like season 6, maybe season 7. I don't know.
So I don't mind some of that. Some of that's okay with me, but
then after that,
I get it. Yeah.
Ross getting married 4 times, 3 times? I don't remember. But that's But there you go.
Moving on, Zach on Facebook. Oh my God, was Get Smart on Pretzel Vince's top 5 sitcoms? Yes, it was. Confirmed that with him yesterday again. Zach has the entire Get Smart series on DVD. It is so funny. I didn't think of it as a typical sitcom, even though it is. It totally is. Reno 911 is is also one I love a ton. So there you go, Justin. Some support.
There, I got some redemption.
I never watched the original.
I'm not saying
Get
it's a
Smart.
bad show. I'm just saying it's
No, I
Yeah.
understand. I understand.
Get Smart. So Zach and Pretzel Vince are like new buddies, and they can watch
there
Get
you
Smart
go.
together. So
Good times.
Speaking of Pretzel Vince, here we go. Get ready for the dissertation. Pretzel Vince. First, no one wants to say they relate to the character George from Seinfeld. Kramer, okay, but not George. George was the most messed up character in any sitcom. LOL. The Honeymooners was part of the old Jackie Gleason variety show. It was so popular that it was decided in the mid-50s to do an actual comedy show of just the Honeymooners. That is one of the reasons why there are different actresses that play Alice. There are only 39 episodes from the television show. Over the years, the format of the variety show changed. And in 1966, the show went back to the original variety show format, and the Honeymooners were revived. Hence, another Alice. Vince, your mother was mortified that you don't like Friends. More controversy. I love it. She has been up at night ever since, wondering where she went wrong. LOL. Personally, I agree. Not a top comedy show. I thought Joey made the show. Carry on, gentlemen. Another good show. Thank you, Pretzel Vince. What a comment. To everyone that leaves a comment on YouTube, it's Pretzel Vince. So, and then we finish off. Any thoughts on the Honeymooners, guys? Really funny.
Yeah, good show.
Funny stuff.
Yeah. Can't
Funny
complain.
stuff.
Can't complain.
Definitely doesn't age well in the.
No.
They couldn't do any of the jokes that they do.
No, now without
no.
domestic
And-
violence slaps on
Yeah.
it and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So, and this, that, and the
Although
other.
that was kind of the beauty of it, is he would do it, but you knew he was never going to. She
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
wore the pants in that relationship, although he
100%. Still, though,
Yeah.
that just kind of makes it sad. And I mean, I won't get into it, but it's like, yeah, it was you knew what.
Yeah, you could have Trevor Bauer play the main character now.
Oh, gee.
Oh God! Wow!
I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
bring it back to baseball. I
Yeah.
figured, what the heck?
God.
Oh, I'm
Now that-
sorry. Wait a minute. He was found innocent. Never mind.
That guy would not be funny whatsoever. That guy,
No,
was like one of the
he's just
least
a
funny
tool.
dudes. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
All right,
Anyway.
here we go, guys. We were doing so great until Wavy Caesar chimed in here. Do you know this is on MLB The Show 21? So I know there's a very large group of you listening that care about this. But do you know how to fix catcher? Because the start, it tells you where you want to play at, and I don't see catcher. So you help me here. I will do my best, but first you need to look in the mirror and help yourself, Caesar. It's right there. So if you look, if you're starting road to the show, you look at the positions and catchers behind home plate. You scroll the left stick to that circle and you hit X, and there you go. You start your road to the show as a catcher. That's all I can tell you, brother. God bless.
Greg Probst, man of the people.
That's the comments, guys. Sorry we had to end on that. But any advice? I know you guys don't play the show, but
No,
I think you guys could have explained that too. So.
No, I got nothing. Best
And we
of
know
luck.
he's not. We know he's not listening, or maybe he is. Maybe
He could be a
back. We'll
fan.
see.
Yeah.
I will try and get back to him, though. In all
Offended him.
seriousness, I will try and answer your question on YouTube after this recording. So
There you go.
I'm not going to leave you out to dry, Wavy Caesar.
All
You
right.
spelled Caesar wrong.
Well,
so.
you know, I got nothing. I don't know what to tell you. Thank you for writing in, though, Wavy Caesar. We appreciate it. All right. We are going to get to Greg's hot takes. So let's do it.
Greg's hot takes.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on!
Hell yeah!
All right. Want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts!
All right. We have Greg's hot takes. Greg, what do you got?
I know one of you guys wrote in to talk about the we and the team we support. We'll get to that. We'll get to that at the end because I want to know more about that. But now that we live in the post-slap era,
Oh, God.
I think we can timestamp this in history right now. So this is like BC AD. Just want to get. I know we're a bit late on it, but
we are the final news outlet weighing in on this controversial
is there
moment.
any reaction you want to share on this? Because I'll admit, I don't know if I told you guys when Ashley showed it to me, and I thought it was like some stage thing or something, or I don't know if it really was in the end. I mean, I've heard all sorts of shit on it, but not that I really care that much. But it was like, man, what the hell? That was
I was on Twitter. I think I was working on a project for something, and because Erica and Maddie had gone to bed, and I saw on Twitter like the trending topics were like Will Smith or oh my God, did that really happen? And I'm like, what is going on? So I click on it, and of course it was the ABC direct feed, so it cuts out, so you can't hear anything. So then I went down this rabbit hole on Twitter of finding the Japanese broadcast, which did not censor anything.
Yep.
And I heard it, and I'll be honest, at this point in time, I don't care anymore. Like I can't believe
kind of old
like
news
every single radio station and TV channel that have nothing to do with that type of entertainment media have all covered it. But like, okay, Chris Rock makes the joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair. Was it a little tasteless? Maybe especially if he knows she's got alopecia or whatever.
Yeah,
but it was a joke. He said much worse about other people.
He could have said much worse about them
because they have a lot of there's a lot of weird stuff in that family. And then they showed Will Smith, and he was laughing, and then he looked over, and she was pissed. Now
he's like, oh,
could he have yelled instead of getting up? Could he have flipped the bird to Chris Rock? Sure. Did he have to go up there and smack him across the face? No.
Yeah, like a little bit.
Like, and I heard some people, well, he was defending her honor over a joke about her hair. Like, I'm sorry. No, right? Am I crazy? I don't know how you guys feel about it.
It's the Oscars. Everyone takes a shot at you. It's not like
then he won, and he still got like if it was me or you or any other normal person, they would have been hauled away in cuffs for assault or battery or whichever is the lesser charge, right?
Yeah.
And then the fact that he got to go there, and then the best part was all these actors were consoling him instead of consoling the guy that just got the shit kicked out of him.
Right.
I don't know. There have been some great memes though that we've
been
sent.
Fantastic.
I saw one. Somebody took the intro drum line of "We Will Rock You," and every time you hear the bass drum, it's the slap, and it's just going back and forth.
Right.
Phenomenal. So, I don't know, Vinny.
Was it you, Justin, who sent the GoldenEye one?
The Slappers only game mode. There's a lot of great Office ones too. A lot of great Office ones, but
so we're thankful for that, and that's why I say it's the post-slap era because now we're blessed with.
We're in a different world right now.
Yeah, it really is. It's a timestamp.
The other thing too is there are so many other horrible things going on in the news or in the world right now, and this like dominated the headlines. Meanwhile, there's so much other bad shit going on that we could be focusing on, but I get people want an escape, and this is maybe an escape for them. I don't know, Vinny, am I wrong? Am I right? What did you think, Vinny?
What'd you think, Vinny?
Yeah, that was so ridiculous. I mean, geez, his wife's cheating on him openly.
Yes.
And so he's laughing at the joke. She doesn't look like hurt. She looks pissed.
She just looks kind of like,
Yeah, she kind of just gave Chris, rolled her eyes at Chris Rock. And so, Will Smith's got to go up there and defend her honor in air quotes. And that's a bunch of BS. He was just going up there because him and his wife and their weird marriage because they're running with the L. Ron Hubbard crowd.
Are they really? I didn't know they were.
Yeah, he is for sure.
Oh, come on, Will, man.
Yeah. So that came out I think years ago.
I remember.
Yeah, it's a joke. He's a stand-up comedian. They make jokes at people, and I don't know if it's necessarily a hair joke or a bad actress joke. Because the sequel to G.I. Jane, the first movie wasn't good. I can't imagine what the second
it would be direct to DVD, I think, or direct to streaming.
Yeah.
Direct to VHS.
Direct to VHS,
exactly. So I don't know. Did he know about the alopecia? I don't know. Everybody's acting like she's got cancer. It's just alopecia. It's common.
I mean, it's a bummer if it's happening to you, but
Yeah, it is. I know somebody that has that, and it's very unfortunate. But at the same time, if you're subconscious about it and you're upset about it, then why are you going bald to an event? Why wouldn't you wear a wig?
Yeah.
That to hide it. If you're, if a simple, offhand joke, I didn't even think it was that mean. G.I. Jane's a, kind of a tough character in that movie. So
Sure.
is it really that bad? It's not like he asked when she was going to be doing Mr. Clean commercials or something like that. Oh
God, can you imagine?
Well, Mr. Clean's pretty buff too. So,
yeah.
But so it was maybe a tasteless joke, but it was harmless.
Yeah, it didn't warrant that.
I think that's not a good precedent to set.
Exactly.
Stand-up comedians that have to go up there. I really hope that's not the start of something. Obviously, that's a slippery slope.
Yes, it is.
I just thought the whole thing was really weird. And then they were talking about how they're going to take his Oscar away, which they won't.
No,
they're doing their formal investigation.
They can't. He can get some sort of ban from the Oscars,
yes,
from the ceremony or something like that.
But my
ban something.
The thing that I found funny was the Academy came out. We don't condone violence. We don't condone all these things. I'm like, you guys are the same ones that looked the other way for like how many decades with Harvey Weinstein? Like, I mean, come on.
Well, what's his name? The Casey Affleck.
Yeah,
he was accused of sexual assault.
Yeah, and he won an Oscar too. Yeah, a couple years ago.
There's a lot of stuff in Hollywood where there's violence.
And
that they've turned to the
blind eye. Yeah, there was a really good thing I was reading about some stuff that happened. I think it was in the 70s with a Native American actress in John Wayne, and how he was trying to get up on stage and like physically like
Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
Yes. And I had never even heard about that. I'm like, wow. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now that's a problem. Well, I mean, that's something major, and this is just stupid. You know what I mean? But like you said, Vinny, I'm sorry. I don't care what someone says to you. That doesn't give you the right to go haul off and, slug them, slap them,
assault someone.
Yeah. I thought we were past that as a society, but I guess not.
BS.
And if you want to hear offensive stand-up comedy, just Google and watch some YouTube clips of Don Rickles. Man, that guy really
seriously.
The old roast that we're on Comedy Central.
Rock's done. So people are offended by that. Go back in history and watch that. And it's all in good fun, although it is at people's expenses.
Yeah.
That's kind of comedy, and that's sometimes that's the comedian's shtick.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just have to know what you're going to be there for. And I feel like they do jokes every year at the actors and actresses' expenses, and it's nothing new.
No, not like that. Yeah,
this wasn't anything like out of the ordinary.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, just to follow up, I don't know if you guys heard, Chris Rock did have a comedy performance, I think earlier today or yesterday, where he did get like support from the audience.
Well, that's good.
And like a 10-minute standing ovation or something like that.
Wow.
He got a huge ovation that apparently made him emotional, according to some people who tweeted. But then they had to remove some heckler from the audience too, on something unrelated or whatever. His security team had to take him out, which they probably should have done to Will Smith. But
I still I don't understand that. But
so really quick too, Vinny, did you send that thing earlier about Ezra Miller? Speaking of loons in Hollywood or something like that. Oh my
God, another
like what the hell is going on with that? I didn't even know he was a dickhead.
So he lives in Hawaii.
That, Justin.
Yeah, I know. I had read something last year about him, a fan claiming that he kind of assaulted them, like kind of physically like pushed them away.
That I didn't know about.
Struck them or something, but it kind of, I don't want to say it got swept under the rug, but it kind of went away very quickly. So I didn't know how much, credence to give it. But then, I saw that text that Vinny sent about he's living in Hawaii or he's filming in Hawaii. And he's had the police call on him like 10 times already. I mean, Hawaii's not that big.
Yeah.
Are they still filming for The Flash, or is that all wrapped up?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. At this point, like I told you guys, I hope they rewrite it without him. But
just make it a Michael Keaton movie. Yeah, totally down for that. Yeah, he plays a terrible Flash.
The Flash featuring Michael Keaton
as Batman. So there was that. Really quick on the show. I know I tweeted out earlier. I said in my last episode of Countdown to the Show that I was kind of bummed they're only putting 39 legends confirmed that they had on the webpage. And then they were releasing more and more of the regular people, which is good, but you're kind of sending mixed signals, MLB The Show and SDS. So get that shit straightened out. But the one good thing you did, and this made me so happy this morning, I was so giddy in my little chair at work when I saw that they are releasing these City Connect jerseys in the game.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
so excited for that. That is a big win for MLB The Show. They had a trailer dedicated to the 6-7 teams that have it. So let's go. That's got me pumped.
I know they're bringing back the Wrigleyville ones again as an alternate this year, which I don't know.
They featured Stroman in his first look, and
I love the color scheme.
He's a video game, but
I love the color scheme. I would be happier with keeping that color scheme, but maybe have like the 1906 Bear logo holding the bat, or a different vintage logo as opposed to Wrigleyville. Because I don't know, that doesn't really. I mean, I guess that's where the city. That's where the team is. I get that, but I don't know.
That's where it is, and it's coming
That's just
to
me.
MLB The Show. So that was good. And then, do we want to talk about the we when talking about the team you support? Who put that down? That's interesting. All right, go take that.
That showed up on Twitter, and I've heard this, or this discussion before. But when fans are talking about the team, is it okay for them to refer to the team as we, we finally sent Hayward down, or we're going to be batting Tim Howard leadoff today? Is that how you guys address when you're discussing that your teams that you like?
No, I don't think I do. I think I refer straight to the Sox.
Yeah,
I don't think I say we.
I feel like it's really weird to say we because I root for the team. I'm a fan of the team, but I have no affiliation whatsoever. It's like going to Aldi and say, man, we really had some low prices on milk at Aldi because we're doing good stuff there. Like, I have no affiliate. People say, well, I spend my hard-earned money. I buy the jerseys. I buy the tickets.
Yeah,
and it's like, I shop at a grocery store, but I still have no affiliation with them.
Right. So I consider, exactly. I consider it affiliation or employment when I'm talking about we. So even at work, I don't refer to it as we. I refer to it as place of employment.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. I think it's a good indicator when you're talking with someone and they start using we when they're discussing that maybe you're talking with a meatball, and that anything you say they're gonna have it's gonna be a difficult conversation.
We didn't get Carlos Correa.
Right?
I feel like the only time I might utilize that term in saying like, oh, we're never gonna we won't see the playoffs, or we're not going to be able to watch playoffs, like almost as like a fan base we, but not with the team we.
Well, if you're talking to us, I'll say like we and stuff like that. But
like in terms of like trying to associate myself with the team, I don't know if that's ever a good idea. Yeah, I feel like you never want that to be your full identity either, right? Because look at the Hawks. I don't want to identify as we when that team is a train wreck for multiple reasons.
See, that one you have to be careful with if you actually drop a we, you got to double think that with the black.
Nope. I take that back.
Check yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Before you wreck yourself.
That's interesting. I don't think I do. I'm going to start paying attention to myself, though.
I think people that do, like you said, I can't remember if it was Vinny or Greg, it's definitely like a whole nother level of fandom when they're that involved, so.
I do work I do work with a guy that said, well, maybe he refers to it more to fandom, actually, now that I think about that. So I'll pay attention a little more of his conversation, and we'll
come back to us.
Yeah. I think it's referred to more as fandom, but let's see. It's got terrible Sox takes, but whatever. that's the big problem. So
all right. Well, there's Greg's hot takes. We are going to move on to our baseball talk. Let's go.
Baseball.
Welcome back to Major League Baseball. Sort of.
Taking a look at Chicago's two favorite teams and other happenings around the MLB.
All right. God, I love that soundbite. All right. So the heat is on. Hot stove still rages on, even though we are only a week away from opening day. Greg, you want to run down what we got for
Sure.
hot stove tonight?
Oh no, you're doing so well. No,
we were.
A big fat man returns to the St. Louis Cardinals on a 1-year, $2.5 million deal to finish off his career. Your guys' favorite, Albert Pujols, is back with the Cardinals.
That man is a shell of his former self.
Shell. Holy cow!
He's a big one.
Tony runs better than he does.
Yeah.
Did you guys see him walk out?
I
watched
I don't remember him looking like that last year with the Dodgers and the Angels. Do you? I don't remember seeing him like that.
I don't think so either. He was putting it on the last couple of years, but that looked like
he's
you said, Penny, that looked like Tony.
I'm going to go with DH
against lefties, if anything.
Yeah, I mean it's a feel good story. I still would argue that as soon as he left, he was definitely not nearly as popular, not nearly as good, and not nearly as successful.
Not anywhere near good.
Once he left the Cardinals.
Not anywhere near
And I mean, even when like the ultimate Hall of Fame debate comes up,
it's not going to be unanimous.
It's not going to be unanimous,
No.
one. And if you took his Cardinal years by themselves, he would have a much higher success rate than if you lumped that in with the Anaheim Angels years. Because really, was he ever really an all-star in Anaheim?
I think he was an all-star once in Anaheim. And that was 10 years.
That he fell off
10 fucking years. Yeah.
You don't think he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame?
He's going to be a first ballot,
yes,
Hall of
but
Famer.
definitely not unanimous.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe 80 something percent, maybe. We'll have to try and keep track of this.
That's interesting. I'm not sure. No, definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that's without question. But it'd be interesting to see that percentage, you know, and where those Cardinal or where those Angel years kind of fit into people's vote. Because I mean, Griffey wasn't unanimous.
No, that's true too. But I mean, at least
Mariano's the only one, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
maybe he will be. I don't know.
Griffey's Reds years were, I think, injury plagued, and there was potential if he would have stayed healthy, but he just never stayed healthy.
Yeah.
That's another career
that you're right,
man.
And then, I just realized. Sorry, Justin, what were you going to say?
No. Go ahead. I got nothing.
I just was going to say that I just realized two of our most hated teams made the hot stove.
Yes,
today,
they did.
So I think it's time to close this segment out pretty soon. The other thing I had was Chris Archer signed with Minnesota on a 1-year, $3.5 million. So hopefully the Sox lineup gets to light his ass up. But he can make up to $9.5 million in incentives or performance bonus, which is really high. I don't know what those are, but hopefully he gives it up against the Sox. And I don't know if you guys heard, but Conforto hurt himself in January.
Yeah, and it's just coming out now.
So that's what's kind of been hampering his signing or something like that, because it's always been like, well, he's the last kind of big free agent left. So
that sounds like a Scott Boras tall tale. I don't know.
Yeah, you could be right. I don't know.
Okay, if he's injured, he's also got a draft pick tied.
He does, yeah.
And he isn't vaccinated, which there's still issues with that.
Yeah.
In some,
I wouldn't touch him physically or
with the MLB. Did they lift all those rules yet? Or
I know New York
it's lifted in New York. So
yeah, which I think was the last holdout.
Sox are still requiring it though, aren't they?
I thought they were
still requiring it. Yeah, because I know Sox fans want him, but. Well, I guess we'll get to that in a minute about right field.
Chris Archer was a guy, man, when he was a Ray, I remember he was a
two-time All-Star, yeah.
I wanted the Cubs to somehow get him so badly.
Get him back. He was a Cub.
Yeah, he was a Cub prospect, right? But after he left Tampa, he went to Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, yeah.
And I mean, that's where careers go to die.
Yeah, he got hurt. He got hurt over there too. So, boy. So yeah, that's such a shame. Pittsburgh Pirates are such a sham, dude.
No, that's
beautiful stadium, history, all that stuff.
And
they're just
that
garbage.
That owner is ridiculous.
Rich organization. They bring in the dough with that stadium, and
they refuse to put a. I mean, if you think about it, they had a couple good years between like 2012 and 2015, I'd say.
Yeah,
but other than that, they weren't.
Yeah.
They haven't been good since the late 80s, early 90s. I mean,
right.
That was like Andy Van Slyke and Barry Bonds and all that stuff. So
Jason Bonilla, go check out those episodes.
They faced off against the Cubs in 2015.
Yeah,
Yes,
2015
that's right, yeah.
AL or a wild card
right.
game.
Yeah.
Wild card game, wasn't
And
it?
Arrieta smoked him.
Yeah,
that was when
dominant
Sean
performance.
Rodriguez was punching the Gatorade.
That guy's a hothead.
that
Yeah,
guy's a
he's
nutcase.
boxing it. Yeah, another loon.
All right,
Ezra Miller of baseball.
we do have some White Sox moves and some White Sox news. So I don't know. You want to start with the acquisitions, or you want to start with good old Tony?
I'll let Vinny kick us off here. He's got some Sox.
All right, Vinny, what do you got?
He's got his Sox gear on. He's got his jersey and his hat on. So honorary Sox fan today. So let him. He's got it under control.
Jersey, so
it is TA's jersey. All right. So
days till opening day. So
that's right. Look at that.
One.
How funny.
Nice.
I just realized. He's still got to face his suspension. His first 3 games. His 3 games. So is it 2 games?
Yep, he got it reduced to 2.
Oh, got it reduced to 2 games. I thought it was 3 games. Okay, well, still, it's like, TA, not their opening day. Doesn't feel right, but he'll be back. 2 games. We can do it, I think. Go ahead, Vinny.
So, Daryl Von Schoen I don't know.
Yes.
He's a reporter for Sun Times tweeted out his interview and this quote from Tony La Russa. God, fans
it's contagious, Vinny. Now you have it.
Right? Fans who want to go outside the organization for another right fielder are probably not White Sox fans. White Sox fans know we have guys in this camp who can handle it. Well, Tony, I'm so glad you're gatekeeping the fandom of White Sox. And boy, you are crotchety already, and the season hasn't even officially started yet.
Yeah, he's in mid-season form.
Right? Gosh, it's ridiculous. But then he was interviewed, I guess, today, and Tony said, my question to you is, from day one to now, have I ever been disrespectful to White Sox fans? Haven't I bragged about who they are, the support we get? I've never, and it just trails off there. But all I have to say to Tony is,
are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
I mean, come on. What did you like? You disrespected fans by saying they're not real White Sox fans.
Yeah.
Like, disrespect to the fans themselves. You want good players.
How
dare they?
I'm not defending him, but to me, Tony La Russa, I mean, that Sox. Here's the thing about Sox fans. I'm not talking about myself. Sox fans are a bunch of fucking pussies. So, and this is why, because they let stupid little BS like that from Tony La Russa, like just get to him or whatever. It's just like a cheap, it's just like a little cheap thing where the Sox fans know, and this is a bad reality to be in, because yes, Sox fans all off season have been clamoring for an upgrade in right field, which, I wouldn't mind if they brought in Conforto for whatever reason. Yes, he could help the team. But number one, you live in fantasy land, because the White Sox aren't going to spend money, because they're going to spend money on pitching, especially when they got, some guys to play the outfield. Doesn't matter, how good they are. It just matters that there's a guy that plays that position. We'll get to the recent acquisition in just a minute, because I can rest my case with that. So, but, I read a couple articles on this too, and I've seen guys on Twitter, and, Sox fans are feeling entitled, and they're just taking this to the extreme or whatever. I'm like, yeah, Tony disrespects me by fucking up in April last year with all his stupid bullpen management and all his stupid "you're mean Mercedes" bullshit. That's how Tony La Russa disrespects me, by his dumbass managing last year early on. Then he finally picked it up. But to say, it's like, oh, I'm not a real Sox fan because I want a boost in right field. I'm like, you know what? That's just whatever. When he'll piss me off is how he treats the guys in the locker room. And if he can't figure out this fucking bullpen, that is what's going to get me, because I'm watching him. I'm ready and I'm getting loaded, because if this bullpen starts to falter, because this is probably the best bullpen in baseball. And if it's not clicking early on, because it didn't click last year, they weren't good enough last year for me, then I'm gonna be disrespected as a fan, not with some Joe Blow asshole they put in right field. So I read a couple. The guys on Sox fans on Twitter are pissing me off because they're just so entwined with all this, and I get it. Tony La Russa, like you said, Vinny, a crotchety old man. It's like, are we not used to this by now? Like, this is what we have to live with. We know the Sox aren't going to spend money. They're cheap as fuck. So, I mean, this is what we have. There are good options. See, I'm like, I would love another right fielder. I really like Andrew Vaughn, though, and I know he's hurt, but he'll be back soon. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm worried about the pitching guys when it comes to Tony. That's how Tony La Russa is going to disrespect me if that's not managed correctly. So that's my take on it.
What's the over-under? How many games until Tony does something that just completely drives the entire fan base in the city of Chicago? Yeah, absolutely insane, like he did last year.
So far, it didn't even take a game because there's so many Sox boobs out there that are just like, Tony said this. I'm entitled to my opinion. Oh, fuck off. You're not entitled to anything, jerk. So, see, those are the we people out there, Vinny. Those are the we, yes. Yeah. Sox, we. No, it's like, oh, fuck you. But it could be soon. Tony's bad. Tony was bad in April and May last year. He might be again. So
yep.
We'll see. I am like, that is one thing I'm keeping my eye on is pitching with this team and how Tony manages that bullpen, because that's what kind of was really rocky for the start of the year last year. So, but the right field stuff, is Tony being an old fart. So it's what he is.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah,
seriously, if he messes this up, if stuff is mismanaged or something, or he's not getting the best out of these guys, I blame him. I know pitchers got to pitch, but they still got good stuff. If they're little divas or in their wrong situation, he doesn't know that. It's going to be hell to pay, Tony, on this podcast.
Greg's coming. When Greg says he's getting loaded, I'm thinking you're just going to get drunk and just go to Comiskey and just scream.
I'm going to get some rage going. I'm going to take some like adrenaline or something and so something like that.
Greg's Twitter account's going to be banned for like 24 hours.
It's going to be fire. So
interesting.
Anyway, continue on, Vinny.
Oh, that's all I had on that.
Oh.
Yeah. And you said it pretty much perfectly, but I just, people being upset with Tony, he is old and crotchety. I don't think Tony needs to, I don't know why he felt the need to say that, but I'm guessing he's probably getting upset about being asked about right field. I'm sure he's being asked about that daily from the reporters. And so the crotchety man that he is, I'm sure he probably was upset about it, probably didn't have a drink that day.
Where's Metamucil? I don't know.
Not enough. Yeah,
exactly. So I just think it's a little ridiculous. And honestly, from everything I've been hearing, is the Sox are really high on Andrew Vaughn. So
yes,
the fact that they haven't signed anybody yet, it's not surprising to me. Kind of being on the outside looking in, not being fully invested like most Sox fans are. And it's the same thing that happened with the Cubs. Everybody wanted the Cubs to, people will say, oh, the Cubs never signed a fielder over $10 million, during, from 2017 to 2021 is when they signed Seiya. People say that, look to that and saying Ricketts doesn't, they never spent money on the team. Well, they had the core. They had pretty much every position accounted for.
Yeah.
Kept saying Jason Hayward's gonna, change, work on his swing and come around. So they weren't gonna spend money if the guy that they have money invested in is working on his swing and trying to turn things around for himself. And every other position was pretty much taken care of. I think only 2 years that they should have spent money on a position player, and that's Bryce Harper, but they didn't do that because of Hayward.
Yeah.
And they should have re-signed or kept Nick Castellanos.
Yeah.
He was, at that point, the
guy should be a Cub.
Yes, he should.
That still irks me.
Second, third year in a row. And this guy clearly was your only offense in the second half of the season. And you didn't offer him a contract, which was ridiculous. But I digress about that. But yeah, so I get why fans want a right fielder, but at the same time, from the outside looking in, I can see if the organization's high on Andrew Vaughn that they want to keep him and see what he can do with the full season in right field.
And I'm actually in the minority of fans that are kind of behind Andrew Vaughn. There's a lot of Andrew Vaughn haters on there on Sox Twitter, Sox social media that want the Conforto guy, Michael Conforto, or a different, free agent right fielder. I mean, most of them are signed now, but these were the same guys saying, "Get Chris Bryant in here," which would be great, but that's never going to happen. But I'm still on the Andrew Vaughn side. I like what the kid can do. He's not playing his position. He played like second base last year too at one point.
Yep.
And he had a solid bat for a rookie season. I didn't see he made his progressions. So he's on a good track. I mean, a little bit of health issues here and there that happens. He's going to probably be out the first week, but no, I'm excited to see what this kid can do. I'm really looking forward to him playing right field. So him and Leori.
Well, I know it seemed like everybody was pretty happy that it was just a hip pointer that he's got. So thank goodness, it could have been much, much worse. But
I know people were upset that he got injured, and they said, "Well, see, this is why he shouldn't be out there because he doesn't know how to play the position." But I mean, to me, the play looked like a baseball play. It looked like something. Unless he got a late break, which I didn't, fully see or analyze the play or would actually know if he got a late break or not. But to me, it looked like it was a normal play. It wasn't something kind of ridiculous like Eloy's injury last year, going after
exactly
10 yards past the fence and then trying to make a play
and then hanging on to it. Yeah, he
play too.
Yeah, Andrew faced a little bit of criticism just because there's a whole spring training element saying he went in a little too hard to make kind of like a meaningless play or something like that. But, again, that's kind of like, I guess, what do you say, the athlete in you or something that's going to, gall out. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Just like you said, I mean, you're going to do that. I don't think that's going to be your first instinct, even in a spring training game, to kind of ease up on the ball or take it for the base hit. No, you're trying to go all out. So I get it. I like that in him, and I'm ready to. I'm ready to roll with him in right field. So, who's hot? Who's not? I got a guy who is hot right now, and this is kind of weird because Sox fans are turning their attention away from the Jose Quintana trade and Eloy Jimenez, and we are turning our attention to Dylan Cease full on and full force. Man, this guy has the support of the fandom like none other. This guy, even what's the guy, Rob Friedman, who does Pitching Ninja, did a breakdown on Dylan Cease. Absolute filth he is dishing out in spring training. 97th percentile in his fastball, wicked slider, wicked curve. If he can get that command going down, I think Jeff Passan pegged him for the Cy Young. I'm not ready to go that far yet. I'd like to see, a little bit more of that command under control, but he's slotted to be the number 3 start in the rotation. His stuff, he's got the best stuff on the team of any starter whatsoever, better than Kopech. It is just
very underrated last year too.
Yeah, he was. Well, he had over 200 strikeouts. He made the most starts in Major League Baseball. He is just freaking electric. He's got like this porn stash going right now, where it's a terrible baseball number. But no, we're all in on this guy right now. So everyone was saying before Eloy Jimenez was a big part of that trade. Now we're shifting our attention to Dylan Cease a little bit because this guy is looking like the real deal for us. So super excited to see him. And then the other acquisition, getting back to outfield, because we don't want to spend too much money because we are the Chicago White Sox.
Well, and you should be happy with your right fielder, damn it.
We are happy with our right field, but just in case he's not playing, we need the cheapest possible replacement whatsoever. So where do we turn to? We turn to the Phillies, 10th or 12th outfielder on the depth chart in
former
Adam Hazley.
4th overall pick, I think, in the first round, right?
Former first round pick. Yeah, 4. It may have been 4th or it might have been 8th. We gave a pitching prospect, McKinley Moore. Apparently his mom and dad really like presidents or something like that. Never even heard of the dude, but Adam Hazley I was familiar with when I was doing all the lineup research and everything. So I came across him. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. I had him not in the Phillies lineup, and I maybe have him in the Sox lineup at one point. So we'll see. Yeah, not too much excitement about that. It's like, whatever. It's just a guy who's bad at baseball. So yep, Got plenty of those.
I picked
Got
up
plenty of those
baseball.
guys. Yeah, plenty of those guys along the way. So that's all I have on the White Sox.
All right.
Ready to get the season started, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm ready to go. Well, going on to the Cubs, Seiya Suzuki hit his first home run.
Did he now?
He did. Sorry, did I jump ahead? There, all right. All right, there's Seiya's chant from his Japan team. Was it the Hiroshima?
He was on the Carp, wasn't he? Or the
Hiroshima Carp, I think.
I can't remember.
I thought it was the Hiroshima Carp or Hiroshima Carp. All right. So yeah, he hit his first home run. They interviewed him. He said he was really excited, was so happy that the fans were behind him. Can't wait to get to Wrigley and kind of have that experience with, 40,000 people cheering for him. So
guys, exciting, man.
It's exciting. I hope he does well. Seems like a great guy, because if he doesn't start off hot, the fans are going to turn on him really quick.
I hope, coming from Japan, I know there's probably going to be an adjustment. I hope he kind of stays light. And I hope he just, still, can still have fun, playing a little bit. I hate to see his confidence get shot, because he seems like such a cool, fun dude, probably a good clubhouse guy. Yep. So hoping he comes out, hoping he, stays strong, comes out strong at least, but, doesn't kind of falter out like Kosuke or something like that. So got a nice swing, though. I watched the highlight of that home run.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually listening to the score when that game was on. I heard Coomer. It wasn't Pat Hughes. It was another guy on the call.
Yeah, I don't know who that was myself.
He hit it to dead center or something like that. So it was a bomb, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. We'll see what happens.
Where's he gonna play? Is he? I heard he's a solid out. So he's not going to DH. He's going to be in the.
No,
outfield,
I thought they were going to put him in right and move Hayward to center.
Field. Okay, that's what I heard too.
Which, I mean, selfishly, in a perfect world, put him in right and let Rafael Ortega play center.
Good guy, man, 66.
I don't want to see Ian Happ in center field, and I certainly don't want to see Jason Hayward in center field. But
I would think Happ is your DH if it's not going to be. I know you want Schwindel, Vinny, and Rivas at first, but if Schwindel ends up playing first, I think Happ's the default.
Yeah, you're probably right. But unfortunately, if he starts off rough, he's going to tank too. I mean, I don't know.
I know we were doing the Cubs lineup thing. I had a lot of trouble putting that lineup together. I'm like, there's a lot of people you can put in different spaces here. Because I wanted to leave Hayward out too, but I'm like, are they going to leave him out?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was like, they're going to put him in. So
Papa Ricketts he spent that money. You got to play with that toy. I mean,
is this the last year of his deal, or is it next year?
I think he's got 2 more years.
Yeah, I think.
Does he really?
I think so. Maybe it's. I don't know. The whole COVID thing really screwed with.
Yeah, you're right.
Years and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just. I'm ready to turn the page. This is a new team. Let's start over. But he's just kind of. A holdover from the former team. His deal, 2 years left on it after 2021. So he's got 1 more year after this year, which I know there's talk about them simply outright releasing him or DFAing him. I don't think they're going to do that to him, but that's just me. Anything in particular about who's hot and who's not in spring training?
Yeah, Baseball Reference has got the spring training, all the stats out there for the hitters, and I compiled a list together. They also have a stat out there which lists the quality of pitcher that they're seeing. So for the who's hot, who's not, I did 10 plate appearances over with a quality of pitcher that they're seeing over 7. It's on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being MLB ready pitcher. So I did 7. I figured that's quality enough pitcher. That might be the Pirates organization there on a good day. But who's hot for the Cubs? Alfonso Rivas, number 1.
Your guy.
There you go.
Of course. On base percentage of 478, slugging 579 with an OPS of 1.057. Number 2, Clint Frazier, 316, 458, slugging 579 with an OPS of 1.037.
He went deep yesterday, I think, too.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
And number 3, Nicky Batts, hitting 308, on base percentage of 357, slugging 462 with an OPS of 819. So those
are Nicky Bats.
I think is who I am the most excited for this season is to see what he can do and see how he plays second base. So
tell you what he's not going to do. He's not going to strike out.
Nicky 2 strikes. That's what I want to see because the last
2-strike hitting in the league.
Last 5 years has just been strikeout after strikeout after strikeout, pretty much. So yeah,
well, they call it the Windy City, or they have been. So Nicky Bat's going to put a stop to that.
Keep swinging, Charlie. Maybe you'll give him a cold.
Catch a cold.
Catch cold. There you go. Sorry, I should know that. It's Mighty Ducks line.
Fazway, he'll screw up.
Damn it! No, I'm gonna have to watch that after this. All right, so I think that wraps up our Cubs talk, but we do have a little bit around Major League Baseball.
Did you have any more, Vinny?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Vinny, go ahead.
I did. I had 3 players who are not hot right now. It's Yan Gomes hitting 118, on base percentage of 118, slugging 353 with an OPS of 471. PJ Higgins,
another catcher,
308, 111 is his slugging, and 419 is his OPS. And unfortunately, Rafael Ortega bring in the worst with a batting average of 100, on base 217, slugging 100, and
come on, man,
317. So
gotta get that job, Raffy.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be Hermosillo out there.
Which I would take that too over Ian Happ or Jason Hayward at this point.
Not an Ian Happ guy, are you, Justin?
I do not like him.
You don't like Ian Happ?
No, I don't want to hear about his coffee side business. I don't want to hear about his podcast. I just want him to play good baseball.
He's a big he's on John Boy a lot too. So
maybe a little less on John Boy.
Yeah, a little more in the batting
more
cage.
In the batting cages. Just saying.
Just saying.
But that's just me. All right. Around Major League Baseball, I believe, Vinny, was this you about the minor league baseball teams moving? Okay. So minor league baseball will be moving second base towards home plate to bring it closer to first and third in hopes of creating more steals and more first to third running opportunities. I'm kind of going to go nay on this one. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Vinny, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to notice it at all.
No.
And if it does create more, I really don't know how much more like opportunities for stealing they're going to create. I mean, if a guy's fast, he's going to go. I think I don't even know how much closer. I think it's almost like over a foot closer each way, but I don't know how much more that's going to really do for creating steal opportunities. And
you know what's going to create? It's going to create more caught stealings. That's what it's going to do.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shorter distance for the catcher
helps
too.
I will say that's a much from my point of view, that's a much bigger advantage for the catcher than it is the base runner. Personal opinion, but because I mean inches matter when throwing down a second. I mean that can make or break the whole thing right there. So. I mean, a little bit closer to home plate could be huge for catchers. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Vinito. Like you said, no one on TV is going to notice it if it makes it to the majors, but we will see. I miss the stolen base. I miss seeing Ricky Henderson and Darren Lewis and, Tony Womack and all these guys running their asses off to steal second. I miss
Billy Hamilton.
Billy Hamilton.
When he got on base.
Billy Hamilton is playing center for the Mariners in spring.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I was going to wonder where he was playing.
I was watching one of their games on MLB Network the other night. They've been playing all the recapped games at night. I've been watching.
I was not on the Billy Hamilton bandwagon. To start the year when he was on the White Sox, and then I bought it. And I'm like, all right, this guy's
not so bad.
A little bit out there.
Not so bad.
I'm down for Billy Hamilton.
If he could have put the contact together, he could have been a phenomenal player.
If he could take walks and, like you said, put the contact. I mean, steal 100 fucking bases.
Because the speed was insane.
He was a smart base runner too.
Yeah.
Like he could have jump like none other, dude.
Yep.
So
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. All right. Well, last thing, I was just reading this. This just popped up on Twitter as we were talking earlier during our comments section. Poor Mets fans, Jacob deGrom felt something in the shoulder today and is potentially getting an MRI on Friday. Oh no! So to all our Mets listeners out there, sorry for your loss.
Jack Lugo.
I did not realize Jacob deGrom is 33. Did you guys know that? I kept thinking he was still in his 20s. He's been around a long time.
That is. Yeah, I would have thought like 30, probably max 33. Okay,
so
he has been around. So
the first domino to fall in that really strong Mets rotation. We'll see what happens. Could be nothing. Could be season-ending surgery. Who knows?
It might. Well, I mean, he has the history. So,
yes, he does.
I mean,
yes, he does. So
when he's healthy, he's unhittable. But that's the key with him, health. So
yes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really have anything worth discussion for the Bears, Blackhawks, or Bulls. Do you guys have anything, or should we jump straight to whatever?
Well,
go ahead, Vinny.
I'm sorry, but I wanted to ask Vinny. Was it you who put on Twitter about Ryan Pace reporting directly to George McCaskey or something like that? Didn't you have an opinion on that?
Ryan Poles?
Or Ryan Poles. I'm sorry. Oh God, I really got to stop doing that.
They're the same person. It's all right.
Jeez.
Wow. No, they're not.
No, I said one.
Not yet.
Oh God, please no, please no.
Yeah, I didn't read the article on exactly what he was reporting to. Is it just some sort of orientation to get the lay of the land on what, how operations in the building are done?
Yeah.
He's reporting to him on any sort of football operations.
Right.
I don't want to hear that. Shut your mouth, George. Go back in a hole.
Well, what I was hoping was that Ryan Poles reporting to George. Well, first of all, thank God he's not reporting to Ted Phillips or anything like that. Like his just skips that door or something like that. What I'm hoping is Ryan Poles going into George McCaskey's office and telling him, what we're doing or whatever, and how he's teaching him and not the other way around, looking for approval or advice or some shit like that, because that's just back to regular Bears and shit like that. So
the quote made it sound like that Ryan Poles is reporting to George to learn.
Oh God!
See, that's bad. That's bad. There's nothing you can learn there.
Is he teaching him about how to do ticket sales? Otherwise, he shouldn't be doing anything with him.
Where to park,
how to feed mother. I mean,
oh God. Yeah. Psycho reference. You have watched the Bates Motel, so
it's true. That's true.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry.
Godspeed, Virginia.
George is going to be running to your house right now, and he's going to slap you in the face and tell you to keep his mother's name out of your mouth.
Oh, dynamite! That was so beautifully done. I like your comment.
Good thing Lake Forest is a long way from here. Oh boy, good Lord.
That was a good comment though, Benny. When I read that, I'm like, oh God, if I was like, why are we reverting back to, all this shit? Things were going so well. It's the Bears though, it's what they do. So hopefully that's all BS and that's not really happening. Poles is walking in there, he's like, look, Georgie, this is how football organization is run. I know because I've been around winning football and you haven't. So
exactly.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, Lord.
It's probably not what's going on.
No. It's
teaching him the Bears way and a big note card with an L on it. So.
Here's how I write individual fans that write me hate mail. See, it's great. You got to start off by saying you appreciate their money because we're rolling around in it.
It's like Wolf of Wall Street happening.
Yeah, it's like him with like Scrooge McDuck. Just I imagine them filling, the lower bowl of Soldier Field with all the idiots that just keep throwing money at the Bears, and then he just jumps in and swimming around in gold coins. I won't even get into Virginia because I know she's not feeling well. So, all right, let's move on to the whatever, I guess.
Really quick.
Bulls sorry.
135 to 130. It doesn't
Bulls
matter,
won.
But in overtime.
Bulls won. DeMar DeRozan had 50 points, I saw.
Whoopee.
So. Please don't screw this up, Bulls. Please stay out of the play-in game. Make it exciting for us. We need something fun to watch.
I'm guessing you have nothing on the Blackhawks. Are you just are you officially checked out now?
No,
what's going on?
No. I was watching the game the other night. It was the first period. They were up 4-0 against the Buffalo Sabres. The Buffalo Sabres should be relegated to the AHL at this point. They are such a complete joke. And Erica was
still had a team.
They don't deserve one, that's for sure. Erica was sitting next to me feeding Maddie, and she goes, "Oh, that's great. The Hawks are up 4-0." I go, "It's the first period. Watch, they will blow it." And sure enough, they lost 6-5 against arguably. So, and then I saw tonight they lost 4-0 in Jonathan Taves' 1000th game, which is very appropriate because just like his career, it's filled with nothing at this point. So, God, he's awful. But anyway, on a positive note, let's talk some pranks and whatever. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Now it's time for whatever.
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 Whatever you want. Whatever I want.
Whatever, dude. Irrelevant.
Whatever, dude.
All right. Greg, take it away. Tell us about this week's whatever.
So this week's whatever, first of all, welcome to whatever, baseball and whatever. So my wife had the fun idea with April Fool's coming out tomorrow that we should talk about best pranks. And I know from Vinny's podcast, he's got quite the library.
Oh my God.
Of
Pranky McPrankerson over there. Yeah.
I'm hoping we get to hear a little bit more about some other stuff. I've done a couple. I told one to my wife the other day. She said I should not mention it on the podcast because it was an awful thing to do.
Well, surely you'll mention it.
Still was probably the thing I'll lead off with. It's not that bad.
Statute of limitations is over, right?
I'm sure you guys have done it too. So the kid's probably like out of the country right now. So
because he was so traumatized by what you did to him.
No, I'm pretty sure he was on a visa or something, but we'll get into that later on. No, don't worry. It's not what you think. I didn't make a phone call or anything. But
okay,
I was going to say, now I'm just picturing Angela from The Office. I called INS on Oscar.
Was glad I did it too. So we'll be going over best pranks, and like I said, MLB The Show comes out tomorrow on April Fool's, at least for early access. So if that turns out to be a prank, I'm also going to get very much heated.
Did you take tomorrow off?
I am off tomorrow.
I had a feeling you would be.
And for two reasons. Number one, work sucks. Number two, my kids are on spring break. So I have to watch them, so
I got tomorrow off too.
Oh, do you really? Oh, all right.
I hate both of you.
Are you picking up the show tomorrow, Vinny? I think you should. So
I am. I'm picking it up for the PS5.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
I wish he was telling
the truth. Yeah, I know you don't, Vinny, because you think I would not find that out somewhere or the other. So you would probably have to come to us to get it unless someone just dropped it off to you. You could have gotten actually really quick, guys. I helped 2 people get the Xbox Series X today on Amazon.
Nice. Look at you.
Shout out Cheap Ass Gamer. Because I guess he really gets all the credit because he gets all the drops. But I forwarded it to them because they're not on Twitter, and they were able to get it 6 minutes later after I sent the tweet or the text message to them. So they both ended up with the just standard bundles. So that they were quite happy about that.
Very cool.
But either way, best pranks. We can talk about things we've done, things we like. Justin, I know you before. We can talk about we're all Jackass fans, so maybe we can touch on that if we run out of stuff to say. Any of you guys want to kick it off, or
I'll kick it off.
You want to kick it off? Go ahead, Vinny. I know you're anxious.
I'm going to go with one that I knew of. This was a legendary prank in high school.
All right.
Still don't know who did it, but
still a mystery, huh?
It's still a mystery to everybody that knows about it, except for the person that did it.
Which might be you.
No, it's not me. This is way too clever for me. So, AP biology in high school, they were dissecting fetal pigs. One went missing. Was gone for. Right now, in my mind, it seems like it was gone for a good month, but I'm sure it was probably a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And it was found when someone went to go get a soda, the silhouette of the pig's head was in it. We had the vending machines with the big buttons, so the pig's head was silhouetted where one of the buttons was at. Someone had opened up the vending machine and somehow got the pig inside of it. So it definitely wasn't me. I knew there were kids who had you were able to get like the keys to open up vending machines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know kids had those. I wasn't one of them, but that was still a prank to this day that everybody that I've talked to in high school, that we talk about that prank, they still don't know who did it. But it was definitely a legendary prank where this pig went missing, and it was a big deal that this went missing. No one like still knows how someone was able to go into class and just steal a pig.
That thing had to smell so bad if it wasn't in the formaldehyde.
Missing and not show up until a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
A month later, and it's in this vending machine. You can see it and push the button. Just absolutely epic.
That's incredible.
What happened to the pig? I don't know if they were able to still use it. But yeah, it was a vending machine that was like one that wasn't very like traveled, used that much. It was kind of off in the side off of a main hallway. But yeah, it was.
So was it like a snack dispenser one, kind of like the George Costanza Twix style one? Oh, it was a soda one. Oh,
so you had like the big like Pepsi.
The big, okay.
Pepsi one.
Gotcha.
On it.
Yeah,
like
gotcha.
Yeah, that one I had to lead off with that one because that's
excellent.
My favorite pranks.
That's awesome. That's sticking with high school. So I'm sure you guys had senior prank or something like that, right? So, I went to a very, ritzy, very not fancy, but very rich, high school. So I wanted to, me and my friends, we were more, men of the people.
You were the riffraff.
Right. We want to hang around with the riffraff. We spend most of our time on Cancer Corner, with those kids. So, yeah.
Oh, smoke? Okay, I got you.
Stuff like that.
Gotcha.
That's what we called it. Still there, by the way.
Cancer corner.
Anyway, so for senior prank, this was very much frowned upon by our high school administration. I'm pretty sure they knew it was us, but maybe they didn't. And it wasn't anything too ingenious. It wasn't anything too damaging. We simply saw a toilet that someone was getting rid of on the street. In the city of Wilmette, the streets are still brick. It's very, very old. Mm-hmm. So you still have brick roads and everything. But either way, one of the homes was getting rid of an old toilet, I'm guessing, just to get a new one. There was the tank, the bowl, everything right there. So we picked it up, put it in my friend's trunk. And before school one day, we were in shop class and everything. So we were always bringing in, like trinkets or stuff to work on. So we had access to carts and everything like that. So we got a flatbed cart before school. It was a late start that day. And it was a pretty long walk down the hallways to carry this toilet. But man, we went there undetected and we lugged it up 2 flights of stairs and just left it on the center platform in the highest traffic area of, the passing periods and everything. So there you were walking through the hallways, getting to your next class. You're going in main stairwell A, and there is a toilet there in the middle section of the hallway. Now, my buddy's Ron idea was to hey guys, let's all take a turn and shit in there. That did not happen. And, Ron, we had to slow down because he was going to do it. And we had to get him out of there, because he was ready to do it in front of us.
Oh, God.
The only people I felt bad for were the custodians or plant service staff that had to take care of it. But we did not expect anything, to come of this. We were just we fully expected, to go unnoticed, because that's what Nutria kids do. They don't, they're so self-involved that they don't notice things. But no, it actually caused quite a bit of buzz, and there was a lot of mystery surrounding it. because a lot of the senior pranks were, just kind of whatever, just kind of normal. And this one was just so dumb and so random that it got a lot of attention. And then school administration was trying to figure it out. I know they had cameras out, but nothing ever came back to us. And this was a big tank with the tank and everything. It took a couple of us to move it up without dropping the thing. So, and there was the toilet in the middle of the pad. It stayed there for almost half a day before someone actually did something about it. But no, we did not. No one took a dump in there, unfortunately. It was a good idea, but we were heavily thinking about it. One of us almost did it. But yeah, there it was. And that was our really dumb-ass senior prank. That was our level of intelligence in our senior year.
Good one. So, that's a good one.
That's interesting.
Simple, easy, and it caught some attention. So it was all worth it in the end. Would I do it again? Absolutely.
I'm sure you guys would have gotten in trouble if someone would have taken a dump in it. Like,
I think that would have looking back, that would have gone too far. But
that probably would have elevated the punishment quite a bit.
My friend Ron was also famous. He ended up going to a therapeutic day school. He was famous, and the last straw was in middle school at Highcrest during a passing period. Also, when he peed down the stairwell. So during the middle of everything, he didn't go on anyone, but there it was, just unzipped and right there, middle of the stairwell.
Well, when you gotta go,
he had some stuff going on. So
sounds like
fair enough. There you go, toilet in the stairwell senior prank. Nice. What about you, Justin?
I mean, the one thing I remember sophomore year and junior year, once all our friends got cars, the big thing was to go around and saran wrap people's cars, and you keep going under, over, get it real tight. Which really the only thing they had to do is then go back in the house, get a pair of scissors, and cut the saran wrap. But the two senior pranks I remember, I was not a part of any of them because, well, can you see me doing a senior prank? I mean, come on. No, not really. But no,
I believe spread confetti somewhere or something.
Yes, it was celebrate. I believe it was my year. I think the senior prank is there was a state election or local election or something. So there was tons of political signs in everyone's yards. And if I'm not mistaken, a bunch of the seniors just stole them all. And then they literally put them all and planted them all in our school football field.
Okay.
That was their one. And then there was another senior prank that
was there a big voter turnout?
I don't know. That's a good question. Then the other senior prank that was like legendary that I remember people telling us about, this was probably a couple of years before I got to high school, was that someone somehow got a hold of a chicken, or a rooster, I should say, and they let it loose in the school. And it just kept running. The administrators couldn't catch it, and it was just running through the halls all day.
That's awesome.
And running up the stairs and down the stairs because our high school was 3 floors. But that's really, unfortunately, that's all I bring to the prank game. I don't really have many other pranks.
The political signs, that's illegal to take those out of yards.
That's why I didn't do it.
I didn't know. Oh, really?
Is that really illegal?
Yeah.
Dude, we drove around and took out a bunch of like local, the local signs for mayor and stuff like that, and put them in somebody's yard that we knew. And then like I told my dad about it, and he's like, that's illegal, right? And I said, no, no. Sign, like,
yeah,
you get those for free.
Yeah,
right.
You would
give them out. Say, please vote. It's free, campaigning for them.
The only other prank I can think of that I did to my little sister when we were kids is, and this was just me being a jerk because I was an older brother. But I don't know if you remember. I don't know if anyone makes it now, but it was like the chocolate pudding, the crushed Oreos, and then you put like a gummy worm in it, and it's supposed to look like dirt.
Yeah, dirt dessert.
Dirt dessert. There you go. I remember one time. My sister ate hers and I had some of mine left over. And I said, oh, hold on. And I turned around and picked up a handful of real dirt, put it in mine. And then she ate it. It was real dirt.
Wow.
Yeah. I was kind of a jerk. So Mag, if you're listening, I apologize for being such a horrible older brother.
Come on, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Terrible.
Oh, that's terrible. Not contemplating taking a shit in the toilet.
We were so close.
Making somebody eat dirt.
Well, I didn't make her. I just enabled it. There's a difference. I mean,
you knew she wanted the dessert, and that you grabbed a handful of dirt and then threw it in there right when you were about to give it to her.
Yes.
making her eat it.
And then, well, I mean, I didn't force her. I mean, I put the.
It was good timing.
It was. It's not my fault. You know what?
Chance?
She should have had one and been good. There was a little bit of gluttony there. She should have been happy with one. It's her fault.
High and mighty over there.
Gluttony is a sin.
Lord, it's a miracle.
Oh, that's great.
In terms of pranks, that's all I can offer. So I'll throw it back to you guys on that one.
I might trump you later, Justin, on awfulness. So we'll see. I'll leave it up to you guys. This is the one my wife hated. But go ahead, Vinny. Go ahead and share.
Okay, so there was I'll go over one that was talked about, and I don't know how true this would be, but I know for our senior prank, there was talk that people wanted to get a girl to bring a cow in because her family owned a beef slaughtering operation. They wanted to get the cow, and I guess cows can't walk downstairs, supposedly. They can walk.
I think I did know that.
And so they wanted to bring the cow to the third floor with no way of getting it down. Supposedly that was the prank. Obviously, that never went through, but that was a prank that someone had spitballed that I had heard that's what should have been our senior prank, was to get, have this girl let us donate a cow to bring up to the third floor. And then the only way that they're going to be able to bring it down is to slaughter said cow. But that, unfortunately that never happened. That would have been a pretty wild one to see that happen with that cow.
Yeah, because you can't get cows to go downstairs. So
so you would have had to
like a horse, airlift it out, crane it. I don't know.
I think, well, if coming from a slaughterhouse, it probably just would have been slaughtered.
Oh wait, it wasn't a real cow? It was already slaughtered?
No, it would have been a real cow. But the only way to get it down would be to slaughter it.
No, I'm just picturing them bringing in like tons and tons of raw meat and being like, look, it's never mind. All right.
Then I'd just be sitting there eating it all. But I got another one that, Greg, you were a part of this prank.
Okay.
It was a prank on Greg. Greg's first Christmas with
I remember that.
I asked my sister Ashley what Greg likes and what he wants, and she said he's into the White Sox. And instantly, I'm like, I'm going to get him White Sox. And I filled her in on it, and I wanted to make sure she was going to be okay and make sure that you weren't going to be offended, since this was our first Christmas together.
Right?
She said, "No, he's going to find this to be hilarious." And I'm like, okay. And so the other part of the prank was, I told my mom what I was going to do, but I said, Ashley and Greg have no idea what's going to happen, but I let Ashley know. So Ashley acted very upset with me when I gave you the White Sox as a prank my mom. So it was a two for one.
2 for 1, yeah.
One prank, but
one stone,
when I gave you the White Sox. Do you even use you use those probably for like cleaning, right?
I don't know if I have them anymore. I think I told you that. I think I told you that a year ago, and you were very upset. Actually,
never wore the White Sox. Yes, I
think I did wear. I think I did use them for something. They didn't go to.
Was it the Tough Mudder or the Roman guys?
Yeah, maybe it was that.
Maybe it was that, or it was. It might have been your wedding, Justin. The Warrior Dash for.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
There you go.
Speaking of eating dirt, I literally ate dirt.
Yeah, there's a lot of
too. So
I agree with that.
But yeah, no, I do remember that, and I remember being very new. It was my first Christmas, and I was like, "Oh man, I don't know what to say right now." So it worked out really well. It was an excellent prank. It got me really good. So there was another one. I think Pretzel Vince could have wrote in on this, but they also pranked me. I think more Ashley was behind this, but when she bought me the Bond 50 collection Blu-rays or something, but she really gave it to Vince or something like that. I think you were there for that, weren't you?
That same Christmas.
Was it the same Christmas? I thought they were back-to-back Christmases. Wow. Okay. Wow. Picking on the new guy. I get it. Those were very good.
Yeah, I don't think they ever pranked me. I'm kind of glad I lucked out.
Erica warned us that you might.
Well, that was when my anxiety was through the roof. Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't have taken to it very well. So
you never would have showed up at any other family gathering.
No,
that would have been it.
No, that would have been it. I'd be zooming into all our family gatherings.
Right?
All right. Do you have any more, Justin? I was going to share my last two. Right
no,
here,
I mean the only thing I was really big into Jackass growing up. Obviously, a lot of pranks there. My favorite, I think it was from Jackass 2, was where they're at the office where they're filming, and they have this giant hand, literally like it's someone's palm.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys remember this, and they have
that was Jackass 3.
That was 3. Okay,
yeah, that was 3.
They have it behind a vending machine, and they had like Wee Man or Johnny Knoxville like down the hall saying like, "Hey,
Knoxville was holding it, and Man was like kind of signaling.
Yeah, like, hey, come here, we gotta show you something. And you know, I think they did it to Bam Margera, and then they did it to Aaron,
and then
Aaron.
they did it to Ryan Dunn, yeah.
And so they would walk down, and as soon as they got to right around where this vending machine is, they would let go of the hand, and it was on like a not a bracket, but like a
on a swivel arm, yeah, pretty much.
And it was like pushed back as tight as it could, and then it would
spring loaded.
It would hit them, and it would knock them on their ass. Yeah. I mean, it was hilarious. That was so just good. I mean, I really need to watch that because I know it's on. I want to say it's on Paramount Plus. Jackass Forever is now available on Paramount Plus.
Is it really?
And I know we are borrowing someone's account, so I need to watch that before we get. No, not yours, Vinny, not yours.
Do you have Paramount Plus, Vinny? I think you did. I think I did know that actually. You guys liking it?
Yeah,
I know you said they got the Paw Patrol stuff on there.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, so no, that's really the only other thing I have that I can offer. Yeah, never really pulled any pranks. Never had any pranks. Well, I shouldn't knock on wood because now I know you two chuckleheads are going to try and get me at some point. So.
What about well, I guess I was going to say your 30th birthday wasn't really a prank as much as
it was just a surprise.
Party, but yeah,
and then that's been well documented. I didn't realize my wife put it together. I thought my mom did.
That was.
But yeah, maybe she'll prank me for my 35th birthday. Oh God, there
you go, 35. That's what, a couple months, isn't it?
June, yeah.
You go Frank Thomas, 35.
35, yeah. Thankfully, I don't need eugenics yet, or whatever he's constantly pushing on TV. Not eugenics. Eugenics is something totally different.
Right.
I don't know what it's called. It doesn't matter. We don't need to get into that. Anyway, never mind. All right, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna finish off with my last two here, and this kind of shows off my indecency as a human being. So in 8th grade, I had the misfortune, I guess, that my friends got into fights very often. Mm-hmm. And since I was friends with them, I had to kind of like be at their side. I had to support them, even though I didn't really want any part of it. But I guess this is what I have to do, peer pressure and stuff like that. So to get back, my buddy, his name was Chris Fisher, and he got into it with this kid. His name was Jason, and I can't remember his last name, and I forgot where he was from. Was it like Trinidad or something like that? Either way, this kid was like 6'6", like Vinny's height or something like that, and just the biggest douche ever. And he did something to my friend, and I can't remember what, but it was like him and his buddies. They did some kind of. It was something like, I know this sounds bad, but I think it was like something in the bathroom or whatever. They threw something at her. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to know. My part of it was how to get back at Jason. So this wasn't more, I guess this was as much of a prank as it was revenge. And like I said, being involved with maybe the wrong crowd at a young age, this wasn't probably the best choice to make. But again, very simple, very dumb, not very clever. So the best thing we could come up with is that I brought I remember it was my dad's pry bar. I brought into school, and after school, I remember everyone had left. We hung around because we were waiting for our friend John, because he was Miss D. St. Aubin gave him detention, obviously, because he was a regular at after school detention and eventually Saturday school. So we waited for him. And then I remember it was like, okay, we're doing it now. We're doing it now. I'm like, oh God, I can't believe we're doing this. We're going to get caught and Jan's going to come up and we're going to, whatever. We're going to have to go see Dr. Smith. He still has my baseball bat. He was the assistant principal there. He confiscated my baseball bat and my friend's handcuffs because he brought handcuffs to school, like legit ones too. So yeah, I don't know. Don't ask. So got the pry bar out. We broke in to Jason's locker. We knew where it was. It was right down the hallway for us. So literally just one thing, just pull it out. I'm like, oh, that's easy. So we didn't graffiti it or anything. We didn't steal anything. We didn't put anything in there. Well, we kind of put something in there. So he was like, so I turned my buddy Chris. I'm like, so what are we doing? So Lou Brown style, Roger Doran coming up to Lou Brown with his contract. So what does he do? He walks up to it, he unzips, and then he just pees in there in his locker all over his stuff that is sitting at the bottom. And then he turns to me and he goes, okay, it's your turn. I'm just like, God damn it. So what do? Follow suit. I'm like, this is kind of fun actually, because he has it coming. And then John comes in there and he's like, oh, it's starting to drip out, but I'll get it anyway or whatever. So he pees in there. The three of us pee in there. He had like expandable files and stuff at the bottom, all saturated. And then we just closed it up and left it away. I'm like, is that it? He's like, yeah, he's probably going to know it's us. Just FYI. I'm just like, oh, great. So the next day we come to school. We follow him. We're upstairs. We're on the second floor of Wilmette Junior High. We see him open his locker. He opens it up, and then he's just sitting there with like his hands on his head, saying all his stuff got wet. Now, his initial reaction was like he spilled a water bottle in there or whatever. I don't know if the thing reeked of urine or something like that. But yeah, he was he could tell he was pretty pissed or something like that. So we had a good laugh of that around the corner. So we're like, oh, I guess we got him back. So like I said, no recollection of what this guy had it coming. Never got along with the kid. He always gave me shit. I always gave him shit. Looking back now, would I have done it again as an adult? Probably not. But as a kid, that's kind of how I was. So I guess that would be our prank / revenge on Jason. Forgot his last name. Something with a V. So you guys ever do anything like that? Or is that...
Vinny, remind me never to get Greg angry.
Yeah, right?
He's going to piss in my gas tank.
Now remember, this wasn't me directly. I was just an accessory to this. I did participate. I fully participated in this one, in this bodily fluid sort of prank. So...
Well, now I know that if I'm gonna go pee on somebody, get him back. That I got Greg right by my side. That
I got your back. Like if you guys need support, I'm right there. I'm probably not going to initiate
if you need
something.
Piss, Greg's ready.
I will not initiate it. I'll be like, hey, I think we should do this. Like that is not my first choice. Clearly, that was my friend's first choice because we were very, we were very academically challenged. Still are, so that's the best he could come up with, and we couldn't think of anything better, so we just followed suit. So,
gotcha.
Jason Victor, that was his name. Now that I'm remembering all this, so. And the last one was that when this was actually a prank on Pretzel Lynn, when my second child was born, Aviana. She wanted a picture immediately. And I think I let you on this, Vinny. I think I told you I was going to do this beforehand. So what I did, and this is probably, I don't mean to be indecent by mentioning this, but so when Aviana was first born, I sent a picture of her. Only I sent a picture of a black baby to Lynn. And she didn't respond for a while, and I could tell she was freaking out a little bit because I know she was jumping ahead saying, well, Greg's a little bit dark complexed or something like that. But I know she was jumping to, my gosh, Ashley must have had an affair or something. Everything was fine. We were, having a good time. And then eventually, 10 minutes later, she doesn't text me back. I'm like, oh man, I got her good. She's flipping out right now. And then I think I sent her 2 pictures actually, and I found them on like Google Images or something like that. Just a horrible thought, horrible thing to do. Would I do it again?
Happiest day of her life. Second grandchild's born, and she's worried that her daughter had an affair.
Yes, something along those lines. And eventually,
I hope that I threw gas on the fire.
Yes, you did. You assisted in it. Vinny was the second peer in this situation. He was the follow-up peer. So, and then eventually 10 minutes later, I sent her the real picture. I'm like, oh, my mistake. I took a picture of the wrong baby. And there was a picture of the beautiful Aviana Noel. So, but I had her going there for a little bit. So, we still talk. I even brought it up yesterday. I told her I was going to mention it on the podcast. And she was like, oh my God, I was so worried that day. So that was that one.
There you go.
That was my most recent prank, I would say. So
nice.
That's been 3 or 4 years, I think. However old she is. How old is she? 3 years old. So I don't know. After 3 is all doesn't really matter. So there you go, Justin. Best advice.
Good to know. Thank you.
She's going to be 4 in a couple months.
Yes.
There you go.
Nice. That is all I have.
I got one more that we.
Go ahead.
For April Fools, actually, in our houses, we would someone would always put a rubber band around the spray hose for the sink, kitchen sink.
Yeah.
So when someone would turn on the water, they would get sprayed.
Classic.
Yeah, we used to do that one a lot, and I got to the point where when I had braces that have like the clear, those really tiny clear rubber bands.
Oh yeah.
Braces. So you put that on there, you couldn't even tell, like, unless you were like wide awake, which no one was early in the morning. So it was always a good time to get somebody.
Man, you guys are jerks.
Speaking of the guy who puts dirt in his sister.
We've never crossed that line before. Yeah.
Fair enough.
We're courteous and just pee and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
People's
personal. I was going to say, did any of you guys ever saran wrap a toilet? Like the lids?
Not a toilet. No, I've never done that.
I never did it, but I thought about it. But the only time I thought about doing was that when I was at home for April Fool's. But I'm like, if I do that, one, I might actually forget about it and pee all over myself, and two, if my parents do it, they're going to make me clean up the mess, and I don't have to clean up the pee. So I never went through with that, and I should have done it in college in the public bathrooms. Wrap them up on like the dorm room floor, but I never did that again. I didn't want to forget about it and pee all over.
Right, and then be the victim of everything.
The bearer of bad news.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. I guess the only other prank I actually did, besides like using car chalk and getting people with that, or my infamous roadkill on the car.
Roadkill, that's the
one. I never did that.
Right.
I did other stuff to the car, but I was there. Is the parking lot at Freeport High School? There used to be an old bus barn at the back end of the parking lot. But the main parking lot would get filled up. It was actually closer if you parked there and walked to the school than if you would try to find an actual parking spot. So being a swimmer too, we swam at the junior high. So it was like the parking lot for the old bus barn was right next to the pool. So usually we just parked there. And plus I had swim practice after, which was in that pool. So it also made sense to park there. But the old bus barn was kind of like pea gravel, wasn't really lined at all. So this really isn't a prank. It was just kind of a stunt that we pulled. But instead of parking, because usually everybody parked perpendicular, in one direction. And by the end of our senior year, we just started parking in just randomly, like the opposite way. And people started getting boxed in and stuff by the end of it. But yeah, like at one point, like during the year, I was just like, there's no lines here. I'm just going to park however I want. I'm going to park my car so I can just keep driving straight and pull right out.
Yeah.
So, instead of having to back out. So yeah, we just started parking all different sorts of ways. And by the end of the year, then people just like started getting into it and started like if someone showed up early, they'd box that person in if they knew whose car it was. Which for me, it never was an issue if I ever got boxed in because I had swim practice after school.
Right.
So I was always like the last person out and everybody else had left. But yeah, I think there was one time when someone did get boxed in for an extended period of time and someone wasn't there to move their car.
I know Erica would have been pissed.
Oh God, don't ever box her in. Holy shit. Watch out. Watch out.
But yeah, that was a stunt that we pulled. It was me and a bunch of other guys that did that. So
nice.
That was probably the only other one that I actually did in high school.
I thought of one more now that you brought up like cars and everything and parked cars to be specific. And this is nothing too crazy either, but or maybe it would be, but definitely pissed him off. My buddy, we used to park on at my high school. There was no student parking lot. You had to buy a $450 parking pass, and that was only good for for one semester. And that you could either park at the Winnetka Metro Station or close to Elder Beach along the lake, which was just like not even a mile walk. But $459 parking pass.
Holy cow!
Which we didn't buy. What we did was we kind of had our own shuttle system going, where we park on Elder Street, which was like a mile away from the school in the neighborhood. And then just hop on the path or something or hitch a ride and just drive back and forth. And then one of us would like moped it back to the school or something and like park it by the auto shop or something like that. Either way, we were all driving beater cars then. My buddy, this was before I had my Mustang. I was driving my parents' 98 Ford Windstar, had like 3 doors and everything.
Nice.
Love that minivan. Great minivan. My buddy John had, oh God, it was his old Chevy, was it Cavalier or something like that? Thing was a total beater. But we thought it'd be funny for whatever reason. No real, intent behind this other than just to be jerks. But we thought it'd be fun because he was getting out later, probably because of some sort of disciplinary reason that he had to stay behind. But we parked on Elder Street. 3 of our cars were there. His was there. He was late. We didn't decide to wait for him. However, we did decide to take his front to driver's side tire with us. So we jacked up his car, took the tire off, left it resting there on the axle, and then just drove away. We made sure he had a spare, but then we knew we were meeting up with him later at 7-Eleven. And that's where he eventually did pull up hours later with the spare tires on in a fit of rage. He did threaten to find a way to flip over all our cars on their roofs somehow. He was pretty pissed, but we just had a good laugh. We gave him his tire back, and it still had the air in it, so lug nuts and everything. But we had a carjack. We had the tire iron, the one I left in my car when I sold it. I missed that thing, but I did get a new one for Christmas. Yeah, I know. I left it in my trunk. I totally forgot with my spare, but that was the one that did remove his tire. So we just left it there. It just looked like a couple kids changing a flat tire. Like, oh, we're going to go get this one patched. We'll be right back. No, there he was. Nothing to find. His car resting on the ground with a missing tire. So
wow.
Yeah, that was that one.
Wow.
Yeah, we were pretty bad to one. We were pretty bad to one another. So
yeah.
And that was his brother's. That was his brother's idea. And his brother was bad dude. Like turned out to do some arson stuff later in life as an adult, but
good Lord.
Yeah, I think he's all good now, but yeah, it was interesting times. You could tell looking back now, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of why I don't hang out with that friend group anymore. It just wouldn't be good for me. So
yeah, probably
not my lifestyle, not my style anymore, but some interesting times, I suppose. So
nice.
Should we read some of our listener submissions?
Yeah.
Want to kick it off, Justin? Want to start with Trent?
Yeah, Trent on Facebook wrote in. He said, years ago when I was a teenager, our youth group went to summer camp. Summer camp, we were the only group from Indiana. One afternoon before we went out for an activity, our cabin fashioned a very convincing dummy made of some of our clothes and put it in one of the beds. While we were out for an activity and the camp staff was cleaning the cabins, they found it and they thought someone was actually in bed sleeping. So they came and got a counselor in charge of that cabin, who happened to be my dad, the leader of our group. We all had a big laugh. From that day onward, our group became known as the Indiana Boys. Then 2 years later at the same camp, my cabin and I removed every bit of luggage and everything else in our cabin, including all of the bed mattresses, and moved them down to one of the empty cabins before the staff came to clean. We got the highest grade for a clean cabin. Thank you, Trent. Man, that's a lot of work. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work. Gotta give it to him for the devotion there. So there you go.
Absolutely. Eric on Facebook writes, I honestly can't think of any prank I pulled on anybody or anybody.
I find that very hard to believe.
But the guys in my dorm freshman year of college went out in the surrounding neighborhood one night during the holidays and switched people's Christmas decorations around, like pulled them from one yard and put them in their neighbor's yard. And there was a story around high school that one year the senior prank was leading a cow up to the third floor because apparently cows can walk upstairs but not downstairs. Vinny, did you ever hear that one? Not only did he hear it,
he told us
mentioned live here on the podcast moments ago.
Am I an old man? I would be pissed if someone took my Christmas decorations and put them on someone else's house.
You're a Christmas guy. No,
I know. I would be pissed. I'd be like, don't touch my shit, So
hey, everybody, an old man's talking.
I've superseded your dad for the old
Get
man.
off my lawn. My decoration. That's my Santa Claus.
If you did that to Erica on Halloween, somebody would be murdered. I can tell you that much right now.
Yes, for sure.
Don't mess with her Halloween stuff.
Well, I'm not going to mess with your Christmas. Do you put up a lot of Christmas?
I put lights up, and I bought an inflatable wiener dog with a Christmas hat since Mac is half wiener dog. So that's
there you go.
But
I got one of those inflatable Grinch things.
Yeah, similar idea.
Cool.
It was $20. I'm like, this is great, and then I inflated it, and I'm like, oh, this is why it's $20. It's very small. So
I remember one year your Christmas, like we were having that Christmas party in your
we had
house.
a Christmas party, and the tree holder fell apart, and I think was it my dad caught it just as it was about to fall.
And then he sent us out to the yard. He's like, bring me back a stick. So we got him a stick, and he just like did something.
The man is MacGyver. He's MacGyver.
The tree just stood up at attention like that, like it was straighter than it was before.
Yeah,
we just brought him this random stick.
I think he used like a stick and like a T-square, and within like minutes, it was all and zip ties.
He's like, there you go, it's done. So,
get back to eating your meal.
Yeah. Like that was amazing. I remember that though. Go in the yard and get me a stick. So
it doesn't surprise me at all.
He's a quick
that was
thinker.
Amazing.
He's a quick
blink
thinker.
of an eye. It was done. It was like brand new. I'm like, you couldn't even see the stick. So
no, I'd still be thinking about how to take care of it if it was me that was in charge of it. So
I would have been like, oh, we need to like suspend it from string or
I'd be
something like that.
Throw the tree away. Time to buy a new tree.
And you guys have a smaller tree too.
We did. We don't use that tree anymore. We got a smaller tree that Oh,
you guys don't go real tree?
No, I have never in my entire life had a real tree.
I've never done it. I never had till I met Ashley.
Fun dad story. We never had a real tree, but one year he dug a hole in the front yard and planted a Christmas tree and then put lights on that in our front yard.
There you go.
I don't know why. Yeah. So there you go.
Nice. You want to take the next one, Vinny?
Sure. Greg on Facebook writes in, about 20 years ago, this friend and I used to drive around with a Crypt Keeper mask on as the passenger. We received various reactions from people, from laughs to anger to horror. One day we were meeting friends at Denny's. We decided to sneak up to the window with the mask on and see what happened. We snuck up on the wrong table. People were terrified and jumped from the window across the table. Food and drinks went flying everywhere. We bolted. Good idea.
That's fantastic.
And Greg is such a mild-mannered guy. I
was going to
see him
say,
doing
Greg's
this.
pretty level-headed. Even if I've been to a couple of haunted houses with him, and he's just like, yeah, it's all right. So
yeah, he's pretty low-key, pretty mellow. That's why we get along so well.
Right.
So I am glad I was not out gallivanting with scream masks on. I did not know him in high school, so
that prank reminds me of something that I was a part of. Is we were driving around Chicago for a swim meet and would scream at people with our windows down, like scare them. And a lot of people got scared. Yeah. And a lot of people were not happy with that.
I can't imagine.
It was just like a bunch of swimmers. We were driving around in a car and we just boo, say boo, or just scream really loud just to scare people out that had their windows down at like a stoplight or something.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Good Lord. Oh,
I love it.
God. Oh boy, who's next?
You're next, Justin. You got Jaybird.
Jaybird and the text line wrote in, I used to put icy hot in swim team members' swimsuits. Holy crap. He also said we used to pee in the shampoo of swimmers who left their shampoo.
Oh, another
out.
Peter. I'm not alone.
With you guys in piss. That's
okay. Well, let me, for the record, I never did any of that. I was not a part of the peeing. That I heard went on that people would get peed on in the showers. If you weren't paying attention.
The golden shower.
Yes, you would get a golden shower if you weren't paying attention. Supposedly everybody got peed on. I don't remember ever being peed on, and I always made sure that I would always be very aware if I took my eyes off, shampooed my hair. I was very conscious of how the water was feeling hitting my body to make sure I didn't get peed on. Although Jaybird insists to this day that I got peed on. I don't know who peed on me, but I guess I did get peed on, but I never did the shampoo peeing in it.
Not in the bottles. I'm pretty sure I got peed on too, because when we were showering for like baseball and everything, it was kind of, when we were practicing, it was kind of mixing in with like the wrestling practice, and those wrestlers were just out of their minds. I mean, they're just, we're the baseball team, so like when we're changing, we're like towels on, but the wrestlers is swinging dicks everywhere.
This is why with hockey, I never showered it after hockey games. I went home and showered because of people like you guys.
Well, no, we were
or situations that you were describing.
You were avoiding these situations.
I was avoiding them. I remember they would always be like, "Holy shit, Justin, you changed so fast." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to be stuck in here with you assholes. I want to get out of here."
Literally stuck in there.
Literally, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think those wrestlers would openly pee like in the drains, and like the showers were like private too.
Okay, well that's good.
There were curtains and stuff, but there were also, didn't mean the curtains were always drawn, shut or something like that. So it was just intentional to, just to do that, because they're wrestlers, or
they were marking their territory.
They're pretty comfortable around that sort of thing, I think. So I don't know, but yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was like a big urine pool happening. So yeah, not great.
Fair enough.
Not great. I brought my own shampoo though, so in case I never left it out, so I'm kind of cautious. I didn't know that was a thing, but that's hilarious too. So Jaybird's back. He's another backup guy if we ever need to do the urine attack. So
there you go. Yep,
we got a guy. We got a guy.
Bladder.
So be drinking on the way over. So ready, loaded up. Love it. Melissa writes in, Mark and I were driving somewhere when we were teens. Every time we stopped at a stoplight, our friends who were in the car behind us kept throwing pennies at our car.
Oh, I remember people
even got one in the sunroof.
Ooh.
I had enough. So I grabbed a handful of pennies and slithered into the back seat. I pulled down the seats and climbed into the trunk. At the next light, Mark popped the trunk. I popped up and threw a ton of pennies at them. That's amazing. They were laughing so hard as the light turned green, and I grabbed the handle that closed the trunk, and we seamlessly drove away. That's amazing. Like nothing happened. LOL. That's
awesome.
Great.
Wow.
Nice. That's like one of those, perfect picture perfect pranks right there.
Look at James Bond move there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like, that is slick.
That from her.
That is slick from Mel. That is awesome.
That's great.
Shout out. Shout out, Mark and Mel.
And then she also said,
sorry, I didn't see that. Also, and I think both of the same friends, again, LOL, were driving to Mark's house. I was with a girl and we stopped to get Burger King. I opened the other guy's burger, took a bite and wrapped it back up like nothing happened. So when he unwrapped his burger, there was a bite taken out of it. The germaphobe of me is so grossed out right now, but rewatching it in my head right now is so hysterical. That's a nice one too.
That's nice.
Love it.
Ugh.
Germaphobe there, Justin.
Yeah, a little bit. You want to take this one from your dad, Vinny?
Sure. Pretzel Vince writes in through email. I used to pull this prank when I was working. I did this once a year at various times, but mostly on April Fools. I would tell someone that they received a call from a Mr. Fox or a Miss Elephant. The number I gave them to call was the number to either Brookfield Zoo or Lincoln Park Zoo. It worked every time. Another prank I pulled on my family was telling them that their grandmother was a millionaire. Oh,
you remember that one, Vinny?
Ooh, I remember that one. I
would have been so disappointed.
We're having dinner and talking, and for some reason I mentioned that Grandma had found out that Grandpa had a number of bank accounts and that they were that when they were added up, the accounts totaled $1 million. They initially took the initial look on everyone's face was priceless. I went on for about 5 minutes and had to stop because I was having a very difficult time keeping a straight face. Needless to say, they were not too happy when I said I was joking, and the last one was not a very nice thing to do. But hey, I was in high school. We would fill lunch bags with water and toss them into occupied stalls in the men's room. That's all I'm going to say about that one. He's got a couple other pranks that he did.
He told me about these yesterday. Yeah.
But I'm going to go back to the $1 million one.
Yeah.
I still remember that dinner table. I still remember where I was sitting.
How old were you, Vinny?
I want to say I might have been high school.
Oh, okay. All right. So you were older.
Yeah, because my grandma who passed away, she started having like early onset Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And so they're working on trying to get her into a home. So of course my dad was looking into her finances. Well, yeah, at dinner, he goes, you guys realize how much money my mother has? And we're all like,
oh, no.
No. And of course, it's more of a conversation between him and my mom.
Yeah.
And he didn't say $1 million in total. He said millions.
Millions.
Wow. And then we all perked up and looked at him and started joining in on the conversation. And my mom's like, what? He's like, yes, millions with an S at the end.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, how? He goes, well, my father, he sold she's like, your father just worked in insurance. He goes, no, he sold insurance. He made a lot of money selling insurance.
Yeah.
So we're all like sitting there and I'm thinking like to myself, because I must have been in high school, because I was thinking to myself, man, I'm going to have college paid for me. I'm not going to have any student loans.
No student loans, free ride to college.
Exactly.
God damn.
He dropped the hammer and said, no, I'm just kidding with you guys. I think everybody was not happy with him the rest of the evening, obviously. But yes, he's got a couple more stories that maybe he can share when we all get together the next time.
Off camera, off air.
And I remember that him and a group of his friends, they would do some pranks running around the neighborhood at night that he told me about that were pretty funny.
Good stuff. We'll have to revisit that one for sure.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. All right, cool.
You want to take the last one, Justin?
Yeah, I'll take Lynn's. She said via text, I loved April Fool's Day as a teacher in school. With my second graders, I told them I made them brownies and I'd put them on their desks when they went to PE. They came back from PE and were very excited, but then very confused. I had cut out brown E's, as in brown letter E's, from construction paper and left them on their desk. Then I yelled April Fools pretty much all day. I just played jokes on them. Best day ever. Those children are going to have trust issues now for the rest of their lives.
Holy cow.
I know. She asked me, she's like, did you ever do anything as a teacher and mess with kids? I said, no, I never did.
It's like, I'm just trying to get them to stay in class.
I'm just trying to make it through the day. Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Nice. Well, those are our pranks, and I'm sure we'll hear from a couple more. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So shout out to my wife Ashley for kind of suggesting that. So
yeah, that was a good one.
That was fun to do. Fun memories right there, and pretty gross memories in some cases. So
you can say that again. Oh boy, I learned a lot about you two this week.
I learned a lot about you never take dessert from Justin.
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on that now.
I was like 7, maybe 6.
You knew
could have been last week. I was like 7.
I was like, that wasn't that long ago.
You're gonna pull that one on Erica tomorrow, aren't you? You got
no, oh god, she's already divorcing me for my Nick Cage comments.
Yeah,
this would be
might as well just finish it off.
Get it all out. Yeah.
Yep. No, you guys know my sister. She's fairly a good functioning adult. I mean,
good sport about it.
Well, no,
not.
He would run to my parents. There was another time where I can tell you the story. We had a trampoline growing up, and we were jumping on the trampoline. You guys might have heard this story before. We're jumping on the trampoline, and we would play catch. I still remember this like it was yesterday. I was really into the Seahawks. I would pretend I was Warren Moon because he was their quarterback on Madden 98, and I would pretend I was Warren Moon throwing it to Joey Galloway. And so she got on the trampoline and she's like, hey, throw me the ball. So we'd play catch because we were such loving brother and sister. And she goes, okay, I want you to throw it. So I have to dive for it on the trampoline because that's fun. So I did my best. Now I threw it a little bit to the right of her. She dove right off the trampoline. And I shit you not, she wasn't even landing yet. And she was somehow running to tell my dad that I did this to her. I got in so much trouble. She still gives me a hard time about this. I'm like, you should know that your boundaries. Don't dive.
You should throw a better pass. Be like Warren Moon.
Did she come up with the catch or no?
I like to think she didn't, but she's pretty athletic. She probably did.
Okay.
I don't know. I was too busy saying, I'm sorry. Don't tell dad.
But she was already on her way. Like,
yeah, she told dad. Wasn't my fault. But anyway, on that note, thank you all for listening. If you're still with us, find us on YouTube, search baseball, whatever, subscribe, like our stuff, give us a thumbs up on our videos. If you want to text in, our number is 1-913-808-3278. That number again is 1-913-808-FART. You can tweet us at baseball and what. You can find us on Instagram at baseball and whatever. We are also at facebook.com/baseball and whatever. You can email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com or our official network email, which is baseball and whatever podcast at bellyupsports.com. You can find us on the Belly Up Sports Roku app. If you have a Roku TV or a Roku stick, search Belly Up TV and you'll find all of their video formats. You can find us on there. You can also find us on Belly Up Radio on Saturday afternoons. And we are on all available podcast apps. Give us a like or a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. That would help us out a ton. And that's it. Vinny, Greg, you guys got anything else?
Maybe some more video coming your way on our YouTube channel. Maybe some MLB The Show 22 informational videos. If that is your thing. But if you do submit a question, please type it correctly, I suppose, or at least somewhere close. I'll do my best. But be on the lookout for that. Might start uploading some of those soon. So
nice. Very cool. Vinny, what about you?
Yep. I did the same thing with that I did for the Cubs. Who's hot, who's not. For the Sox, top 3 hitters: Andrew Vaughn, Eloy Jimenez, Tim Anderson. 3 hitters that are ice cold right now: Johan Moncada, Danny Mendick, and Yasmani Grandal.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah, Yaz is terrible in the spring, and they're all going to be bad in April. So that's why this pitching has to really do good because these guys suck playing in the cold weather. So
warmer weather.
Yeah, it's like we'll see. Yeah, they start to heat up as the temperature heats up. So yeah, I'm not holding my breath to see. But yeah, and Yas hates playing spring training games. I'm like, maybe you should start taking it a little more seriously, dude. Because I don't want none of that like 198 batting average bullshit. I know you walk a lot, but I need you to fucking mash, dude, because you can't run. So hit the fucking ball far, please. So yeah, pick it up, man.
There you go. All right. Well, that's been it. We'll be back next week with more tomfoolery and shenanigans. Don't leave your water bottles out around Vinny, and please make sure to keep your toilets bolted down around Greg. And that's all I got. And
don't worry, I'll find a way in.
And I will not feed you dirt. I promise. I'm a young, upstanding young man. So, on that note, we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend, everybody. Take care.
Take care.
See ya.